Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? We got 7 sales going out the door today. If you're looking to make a little bit of extra income, if this is the year, if inflation's finally got you, if it's time to start getting away from that crazy lunatic boss, you just need something else to get you going, you're in the right place. We got 7 orders shipping out today. We got eBay and Poshmark orders going out the door. We already shipped 31 orders last night from last night's Whatnot show. Thanks for everybody who supported the Whatnot show last night. Even if you just came in and just tapped the screen and said sarcastic comments, I love that stuff. So thanks so much, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day. Brianne, I'm sorry about 0 sales today. Bummer. We got Trisha in the house. I'm mildly terrific. Okay. She's mildly terrific, is Trisha. We're going to jump right into this. Hang out towards the end of the show, too, because I got some good stuff for you. We're going to I have a lot of people who are like asking me questions about blazers. They're excited about suits, blazers, sport coats, suit jackets, whatever you want to call it. Good morning, Orange Blooded. Jonathan is in the house. So we're going to go through the entire process of listing one of those. I'll grab a blazer, and I got to list some blazers today anyway. So we'll do one together. I'll show you soup to nuts exactly how I ship a blazer. We'll do it right from the first photo all the way through to having that thing live up on eBay. And if you want me to cross-list it on Poshmark too, we can probably do that too. We'll see. Good morning. Good morning. If you're just jumping in the chat, say hello. If you're watching this on a recording, drop down below in the chat, write blazer down below in the chat, because we'll finish up today with going through listing a blazer, and I'll answer your questions and all that. If you have questions about shipping, if you're concerned about shipping, if you're intimidated by shipping, you're in the right place. If you're looking to learn what types of stuff to pick up at thrift stores, garage sales, and estate sales, and even retail stores to sell online, this is a great place to ask. I'm going to show you 7 items that sold over the past 24 hours and walk you through exactly how much I paid for them, how much I sold them for, what all the fees are going on with this stuff, and what's the ultimate profit at the end of the day, which is what we all really want, right? Get a real job, everyone. Michelle, hi from Connecticut, new to your page. Welcome aboard. We've had a lot of new followers, even overnight. We must have had a couple of videos rocking and rolling. So we got some new followers. So welcome to new followers on Instagram. Michelle today is in the house. Good morning. And W Me Forever. Good morning. Welcome. Hello from New Hampshire. Hey, Deb, I'm from New Hampshire too. A New Hampshireite, a New Hampshirean. What do we say about that? I lived there for 31 years. I grew up on Londonderry. I lived in Manchester. I lived in Nashville. I lived in Lebanon. But now I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. I love selling blazers and suit. 83 sold in 2023. Let's go, Orange Blooded. It's a brisk morning in southern Indiana, a high of 30. Woohoo. I'll tell you what, we had, I think it was 9 degrees, 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 degrees, and it was up to 17 right before I went live. But I'll tell you, it does not feel like 17 out there. I went and pulled these orders out of the garage. There's no temperature control out in the garage. All those bins that I store all these items in are freezing cold, like cold as a brick. Are bricks cold? I guess so. Let's ship out some orders. What are we doing first? eBay or Poshmark? It's always up to chat. eBay or Poshmark? We're on a roll here with sales. We had 13 on Sunday. We had 9 on eBay and Poshmark yesterday and 7 today. So we're heating up. We're warming up. This is good. We're listing a ton of stuff. Drinking your dark roast right now. So good. Thank you, the Trash Panda. Get you some coffee. You drink coffee every morning to get going. You deserve better coffee. Link in profile, or you can go to chris@peak.com. You can see all the links everywhere. It's easy. You'll find the coffee. It'll say coffee and rad merch. You'll find it. It's delicious. And if you order during the live, we'll ship it out during the live with a big dose of gratitude, handwritten thank you card. You know how we do. And if you're new to the super premium coffee, don't be intimidated. It's fair trade. It's organic. It's delicious. But if you're going to jump in with something, jump in with the medium roast. It's the most balanced cup. This is my #1 seller. Has been since we launched back in April. That's the OG, the medium roast. We have it in whole bean, ground, or if you brew it in the French press, we have a French press ground for you too. A new me forever. Sorry, a new me forever. I got it now. It trips me up. People always call me Krista Peak. So if that's, it's all good. I know how it feels. Welcome aboard eBay. All right. We got a couple votes for eBay. Instagram's chatty this morning. I love it. So we're going to ship eBay first. Let's get these all organized. We got handwritten thank you cards for all my customers. Been doing this for over 5 years. Every single customer gets a thank you card, unless for some reason I forget to drop it in there, which has happened from time to time. We got 4 eBay orders and 3 Posh. Let's start off with a pair of jeans. I love selling jeans right now. I'm so heavy on jeans inventory. Just listed these the other day. So I think these listed on I think these listed on Saturday. So we're talking about 4 days to, or really they sold last night. So we're talking about 3 days to sell these 7 for All Mankind Austin jeans. The size is 38 by 30. Nice dark wash, really nice condition on these. These sold for full asking price, $34 plus $8.95 shipping. So the buyer is all in for $43. I paid $5 for these at a thrift store. 7 for All Mankind, a great flipping brand. Let's open up our eBay shipping screen. Let me know if you have questions. Drop them down below in the chat. Say hello to Cindy with my favorite last name. Cindy Coffee is in the chat over on Facebook. I had 2 yesterday, 0 so far today. Nice. I have a question. Thank you, Trisha. I love the interaction. Thanks for tapping the screen over there on TikTok. We're up to 228 likes. If you haven't tapped the thumbs up button or the heart button down below on eBay, on eBay, on Instagram, on Facebook or TikTok, I'd appreciate that. All that stuff just helps out the channel, gets more people into the live, and means we can answer more questions and talk to more folks. Hopefully get some more people going on their side hustle. And if you're already reselling, let me know down below in the chat. Hopefully you learned something today too. All right, let's get the eBay shipping screen up and open. All right, 7 for All Mankind, Austin jean size 38-32. I said 38-30. I was wrong, 38-32. Let's see how these are going to ship. These could go 3 different ways. They could go Ground Advantage, they could go priority, or they could go priority flat rate. So these are going to go Ground Advantage. That's the cheapest price here, $7.85. So we're going to put these. This is 9 by 12 poly mailer. Actually, I think this one's more like 13 by 10 poly mailer. It's a little bit bigger. I have links to all the stuff I use for shipping, everything right down to like even my workbench and my laptop and my keyboard. Everything I use for the business, I have linked in my Amazon reseller shopping list links. Jacqueline, thank you so much for your order. Get this right out to you. I'll tell you exactly what the profit is on this item after fees and all that stuff. If that kind of thing is interesting to you, I think it is. That's what we're here for. We're here for the money. We're keeping stuff out of landfills too, but let's face it, we're running a business. We want to make money and pay our bills. That's going to come in at, I don't know why I even bothered weighing that. I know it's going to be between 1 and 2 pounds. Now the scale's acting up. All right, USPS Ground Advantage, $7.85. It's going to be the shipping label on this. Rentals and Party Decor by Lucy. Welcome. What a cool, I'm going to guess that you do rentals and party decor. Welcome, Lucy. Do you also resell too? I am shipping my pants. Morning, Thrifty Amy. How are you? Just stopping in before I go sourcing, flipping between you and Wayne. Awesome, Thrifty. Hope you're doing well, Miss Amy. You're doing well. All right. First order is out the door. Reselling since 2002, but learning more every single day. That's the right way to approach things. What sort of things do you sell? A new me forever. What's your game? What are your big categories? I only ship Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and have about 7 today. Poshmark only. Nice. Javis sales. I love to hear that. That's a cool little strategy. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sounds like you got a nice little system over there. Let me know down below in the chat. Do you ship 6 days a week? Do you ship 5 days a week, or do you do something different? Let me know. Just drop the number down below in the chat. How many days a week do you ship? I ship either 5 or 6 days a week. Do you have recommendation for shipping supplies, i.e. bags and boxes? Michelle, today, everything I use for my shipping supplies, everything is linked in my profile. You can just go to the stuff you need to resell or supplies. It'll be obvious if you go to chris@peak.com or if you click the link down below. And if you're on Instagram, it's the link in my profile, but chris@peak.com. And you'll find all that stuff. Jacqueline, thanks for your order. We said that was $7.85 on that shipping label, correct? Let's go ahead and put this in the Jason Hayes' reseller spreadsheet, and I'll tell you exactly how much we made. Best way to start my day, coffee and thrift sale talk. And that's right, Liz. And if you're drinking coffee, might as well just be delicious. Chris at Peak Coffee. It's fair trade. It's organic. It's delicious. And it's roasted fresh every Thursday. Little word from our sponsor there. You like that? Sister Steph is in the house. Good morning. I used link for, I saw that. Thank you so much, Trisha. I appreciate you purchasing stuff through the links. When people buy stuff through the links, you still get the lowest price through Amazon or American Bubble Boy or whatever it is that you're purchasing from. You still get that same low price, but this channel just gets a little bit of a kickback, which helps us keep putting out free content. And every little bit helps, even if it's just a few pennies. Thank you, Sister Steph Peak, for the compliment on the coffee. Another happy buyer. All right, so we're going to go through this. I'm just getting set up here. 7 for All Mankind. I paid $5 for those at the thrift store. I picked them up on December the 27th. I listed them on Saturday. So paid $5. They sold for $34 plus $8.95 shipping. So all in, the buyer was in for $43. $7.85 was the shipping label. After shipping and fees, I made $24.26 on that pair of jeans. $24.26, 7 for Mankind, and that's profit after shipping, fees, all the things. I ship all the time. Nice. We had nobody answer that question, by the way. Oh, Trisha did. 5 to 6 days a week. Nobody wants to answer that question. Everyone's just like, you know what? I don't want to share that. That's my business. How many days a week I sell. On Mondays, usually around 50 plus. Nice. Because a closet clear out on Friday and Sunday. I love that. Tell me a little bit more about your closet clear out strategy. I think that's something that can probably help some other people in the chat who are on Poshmark. Do we have some Poshmark folks in the chat, or is everyone just eBay? If we have Poshmark folks in the chat, we got JVIS Sales in the house. Sounds like they crush over there. I love vintage estate sales like Lucite. Vintage estate items like Lucite, but I never... A little bit of everything old. I'm just recently been learning about vintage clothes. My 14-year-old flips vintage clothes on Depop too. I feel like if you're 14, that's what you have to do. You have to flip vintage clothes on Depop, right? Like that's what you do. Ship every single day. Cool. I appreciate that forever. Amy answered too. I ship every business day. Well, I asked people to put a number down below. You put 5, 6, and Thrifty Amy is just got to make up her own thing over there. Classic Thrifty Amy. Nerdy Dirty Beats, what's up? I sold a DVD on Depop yesterday. A DVD on Depop? That's so strange. That's funny. Ship Monday through Friday. You missed the assignment. It was a number of days that you ship a week, and Deb just like makes up her own rules here. Oh, these instructions are super simple. These are super simple. Cindy's on eBay. I love it. I'm so new. I try to ship day of sale to get new reviews. There you go, Michelle. There you go. Do your thing. All right, next up is another pair of jeans. Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a Varick Slim. I sell Polo Ralph Lauren jeans all the time. It's a good seller for me. In terms of jeans, if you put them into 3 different categories, if you called it mediocre, like low end, medium end, or high end, I would call Polo medium end for me because it has a pretty good sell-through rate. They just move pretty good for me. I typically get somewhere between $25 and $30 for them. This one I accepted an offer for $23.05. They sent me an offer for $20.05, and I countered at $23.05 just to kind of match their vibe with the 05. I don't know what the 05 is all about. But anyway, these sold. I guess it's because I do shipping $8.95 on these. So all in, this buyer is in for $42 or $32 on this pair of polo jeans. It's a size 32 by 30. The model is Varick. I don't know that I sell this model a lot. I tend to sell more. I think it's the 867s. Is it 867? They're like relaxed straight that I just tend to come across more. But that I listed on Saturday. Also, I did a big jeans listing day, and those sold yesterday too. So we're talking about 3 days to sell on those polos, and the buyer is all in for 32 buckaroos. All right, let's see what those are going to ship for. Again, there's 3 different ways that these might ship. They might ship Ground Advantage, they might ship USPS Priority, or they might ship USPS Priority flat rate envelope. The Ground Advantage is going to be almost the best price. Sorry, USPS Priority is a little cheaper. Ground Advantage is $7.35 for this pair of jeans. USPS Priority is $7.20. So it's 15 cents cheaper to ship it via Priority. And because it's going priority, I can use a free USPS Priority Tyvek envelope, which are free at USPS.com. So that saves me 6 cents because I don't have to use my own poly mailer. So we'll just get this in there. I see some comments over there on Instagram. We'll get to those here in a second. Let me just get this one packed up. This order is going out to Steve. Thanks, Steve. Yep, I have Get a Real Job sweatshirts are available at chris@peak.com. If you're on eBay, or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, that link is down below. You can even see it right there on the screen. If you're on TikTok, you can buy it from the TikTok shop. You can click on my name right there. About halfway down my profile, you'll see where it says shop, SHOP. You can click on that. All orders over $20 on TikTok shop get free shipping, which is a nice little perk there too. Because the sweatshirts are like $10 to ship, so, or like $9 or something. I forget what I priced them at. My store did fill a bag for $2 today. That's sick. Did you get anything good, or are you about to go? Or tell me more, Amy. We need to know. So this is going to be $7.20. This is going to USPS priority. We're going to print out the shipping label, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I ended up making in profit on this pair of jeans. I paid $5 for these polos. Locally, I pay $5 flat rate for most jeans and shirts. Sometimes they'll price stuff up at the local thrifts, but it's typically $4.95 for all shirts, all pants, whether it's short sleeve or long sleeve. Usually t-shirts are $4.95 too. They're supposed to be $2.95, but they always end up charging full price. I never check priorities. I always just use Ground Advantage. Good to know. If it's over a pound, you might want to check both options. If it's under a pound, like a shirt, it's probably not worth checking. 6 cents the post office is closed on Sunday. Nice. I'm new. I tried to ship day of sales. Okay, I'm all caught up there. We're not really chatty on YouTube or Facebook this morning. That's okay. I got Cindy Coffee over there. Sister Peak is over there. Where's Mother Nature Show this morning? Thanks to all the regular OGs and thanks to the new folks. We got a lot of new followers over on Instagram. So hello to you. You can introduce yourself if you feel like it down below in the chat. I always love to hear from new people. Love to hear what you're reselling. How's business going? $7.20 on that shipping label. So we're going to enter this into Jason Hayes' reseller spreadsheet. If you're looking for a spreadsheet, well, you're probably not looking for a spreadsheet. You're probably just looking to get a little bit more organized with your inventory and your numbers. If you're looking for something like that, Jason Hayes has a reseller spreadsheet. He's a reseller. He's good with numbers. He created a spreadsheet. This is his 3rd year doing it, and it's his best spreadsheet yet. I have a link in my profile if you want to check that out, or it's at chris@peak.com. And there's a discount code for 10% off. Thanks, Chris10. And the spreadsheet's awesome. So I paid $5 for those jeans. They sold for $23 plus $9 shipping. So the buyer's all in for $32. My shipping label cost me $7.20 after shipping, fees that eBay takes, everything. $15.37 is my profit on that pair of polo jeans. And they sold literally in 3 days. Not bad. Not all jeans are going to sell that fast, y'all. But those last 2 pairs just happened to. That's just the way it goes. They listed a lot of jeans over the weekend, and those were the 2 fast sellers. The other 20, might not sell as fast. Got Orbis jean jacket, J. Crew's, bunch of new tag items. Awesome deal for stuff. Nice. Amy, what kind of stuff do you pick up from J. Crew? An Orbis jean jacket sounds really awesome. Josh, you stand no chance, brother. You don't even want to get me going right now, okay, about the arm wrestling. You don't even want to get me going. I'll do it. I'll turn it around. Yo, you want to hear a story about Sylvester Stallone? Speaking of over the top, some of you might have heard this story before. This popped up in my Facebook feed. I've heard this story before too, but I figure I'll give you the cliff notes of this little story. So back in the day, Sylvester Stallone, famous for the movie Over the Top, was a struggling actor. He slept in a New York bus station for 3 days. He was homeless. He didn't have money to feed the dog even. He sold his dog. He sold it for $25. Anyway, he was broke. And he wrote the freaking script to Rocky. He turned down offers for $125,000 from a studio for the script, $250,000 from the studio for the script, $350,000. He turned down these offers because he wanted to act in the movie, and they didn't want him to act in the movie because he talked funny and he was kind of an awkward dude. So anyway, he eventually agreed to a deal with this studio. He got paid $35,000 for the script, and they let him star in it. Obviously, you know the rest of the story. He went on, he made Over the Top, and he became really big. He's worth $400 million now, but the guy was sleeping homeless in a bus station. He wanted to be an actor. He believed in that movie, and he even turned down $350,000 because he bet on himself. I mean, he could have taken that $350 and stopped sleeping in the bus station. Instead, he bet on himself. He took the $35,000. He acted in the movie and created one of the biggest movie franchises of all time. And then he did Over the Top, which is even better. If you don't know Over the Top, it's the arm wrestling movie. You need to go watch Over the Top if you haven't seen it. It is fantastic. And so that's a story about betting on yourself. Especially, a lot of people feel like they got to bet on themselves, like when they're ahead, when they finally turn the corner, and when you made it. That's not necessarily the time to bet on yourself. Bet on yourself when you're low down, you're at the bottom, but you believe in something. And I think that's really cool. The dude's worth $400 million. It's almost $500 million, and it's more than just the money for him at this point. It's his legacy. He's doing what he loves. Rocky, man, You've never seen over the top, Andrew. You're too old to say that. Some of the young people, I can get that. But none of that. I don't get old people. I mean, you're an old head, Andrew. Sly move on his part. Well played, sir. I just pulled you up on TikTok too, just to see it a little different. Yeah, you get like the wide screen, the landscape on YouTube and Facebook. TikTok, you get a little sliver. Instagram, you get a little sliver. Either way, I appreciate everybody watching, whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube. Same name everywhere, so you can watch whatever you want to do. You like the landscape, you like the thin stuff. Nifty, thrifty resellers, you're cool. Let's ship out some more orders. We got 2 more eBays, and we'll move on to Poshmark. And let me know if you do get an order in at chris@peak.com, or if it's on TikTok shop. Sometimes I don't get the notifications, but if you do order something during the live, let me know so I can ship it out with a big dose of gratitude right here on the live. That's always really fun to me to ship stuff right out to you. All right, we got a North Face jacket going out. A lot of stuff that takes up a lot of space today. I really like that. And by the way, hang out to the end of this. I'm going to list a blazer after we get done shipping. I'm going to walk you through soup to nuts, exactly how I list a blazer. I get a lot of questions about it. So why not do a live stream and a video recording? If you want to watch back any of these video recordings, all these live streams are on YouTube and Facebook. As soon as I end this live, you can go watch them there. This is a North Face fleece. It's an older one. It's called the A5. It has A5 like on the sleeve right here. It's an older, fairly desirable model or line, I should say, of North Face. This sold on eBay for a price. I'll tell you what that price was in a second. So for $29 plus $8.95 shipping. I think it was $8.95. We'll check on this. $29 plus $9.95 shipping. I never charged $9.95 shipping, so I don't know why I charged $9.95 shipping on that, but it's $9.95 shipping. So the buyer's all in for $39 on this North Face here. It's an older model waffle knit fleece. And this one didn't sell fast. It took about 2 months to sell, which is really not long either, but it's fairly average. My average sale is like 70-ish days. Some are quick, some are slow. Most are somewhere in between. So this is going to go at a 14-ounce rate. So actually, this is shipping for cheaper than I thought it was going to ship for. So USPS priority is $7 at the 14-ounce rate, but USPS Ground Advantage is probably what we want here. Yep, $5.85 to ship Ground Advantage. It's only going to Dandridge, Tennessee. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, which is western North Carolina near the Tennessee border. So this ain't going far. We're going to put this in a poly mailer bag. This one's about 13 by 10 is what this one measures. It's a little bit bigger than my typical 12 by 9s. We'll put a handwritten thank you card in here for our buyer who pays our rent. Soups to nuts. I like it, brother. Well played, Andrew. Andrew, you're doing well today. That's the life of a comedian, Andrew. Some days it just crushes. Some days, it just falls flat. But today you're on fire, man. Keep it rolling. We got a order going out for Scott. Thanks, Scott. Speaking of people who are okay in my book, Scott with the $39 North Face order. Put a little piece of tape on here just because we're packed in so tight. So that's all packed up. Shipping label $5.85. I'll tell you exactly what I made for profit on this. I paid $5 at a thrift store. I think I paid $7 at a thrift store for this. They bark up some of the jackets. Good morning, Aaron. I thought you said it. You guys are all a blessing. Thank you, Nifty Thrifty. I hope you learned something today. If you do pick up something along the way during the chat, that's my favorite thing is when people they're like, oh, I never thought of that. Like someone just said that on Instagram. Like, hey, never thought to check Ground Advantage for certain things. I wasn't even thinking about that. So I love when you learn things along the way. That's why I do this. This isn't like a bragging live. This is a live to show you exactly what's going on in my business, right down to the nitty gritty details of shipping. Hopefully, so you pick up a thing or two and maybe save yourself $1 or so on shipping. We've used Pirate Ship on each of the last 3 live streams before this one, and it saved us money on shipping 3 days in a row. We'll see if it saves us today. Actually, this next sale, which is our best sale of the day, we might actually save some money on shipping through Pirate Ship. We'll check it out. Why not? We might not, but we'll check. There's my commitment to you right now. And that was who was that? A New Me Forever was the one who said that she learned about the Ground Advantage. All right, let's go. Ground Advantage has been a blessing. Speaking of blessings, since they came out with that, that has been a big cost saver for a lot of resellers. I hear that from folks all the time. PS Ground Advantage for pants is usually better than flat layer. Thank you. I don't know what I would do without you, Andrew. How much less do you pay on fees if you have a store in eBay? I don't think it's really any less. There's certain categories where you get a discount on fees, but I don't think clothing is one of those categories. Somebody can correct me, but they try to sell the store by saying that you're going to save on fees. But then when you like go to the website where you check the differences in fees, you read through like pages and pages of BS, and it's like I've read through it. And I'm like, I don't think you save any money on clothing, to be honest with you. I think there is some categories that you save money on, but I don't sell a lot of stuff in those other categories anymore, so I don't really care about it. All right, we got a Jack Victor suit or blazer. This is a brand that you absolutely want to look for. It's fairly new to me. I haven't been selling this brand for too long. Maybe about a year. I've been selling suits and blazers for 3 years now. I knew nothing about suits and blazers about 3 years ago to the day, and that's when I decided I wanted to unlock this category. That's an older Jack Victor tag right there. This is a big size. It's a size 56L. Suits come in lengths: R, which is regular, L, which is long, or S, which is short. There's a little quick info. But when I look at blazers, there's four things that I'm looking for all the time. Number one is the first thing I look for at the thrift store, the estate sale, or the garage sale, is the brand. So we're always going to look for the brand. This one's Jack Victor. Great. The second thing I'm going to look for is the size. Size matters. I don't care what your husband or your boyfriend is telling you. Size matters, especially with suits. This is a size 56L. This is a very big size. This is size like 4X. So that's the second thing we look for. The third thing we're looking for is the material. This one's 100% wool, which is pretty standard. It's not a +1 or a -1. It's just pretty standard, 100% wool. So those are the first three things. And the last thing is, the fourth thing is the pattern. And this is a houndstooth pattern, which I really like. Stop that. Houndstooth pattern. Nice kind of brown, kind of classic look to this. So I listed this on eBay for $69 plus shipping, and it sold for full asking price, $69. I think I had it set for $10.95 shipping because this is a heavier, bigger blazer. So $69 plus $10.95, we're all in for $80 on eBay. I paid $8 for this at a Goodwill. I was down in Florida when I picked this up, $8 for it. 56L Jack Victor 100% wool herringbone. It's a houndstooth. This one's a herringbone. That's a herringbone. Jamal Starks, thanks for following. If you're interested in learning more about this stuff, it's really not that mysterious, suits and blazers. I knew nothing about this 3 years ago in January. I said, look, I need to unlock this category. So I just started going to thrift stores and just going through the suit section. And guess what? I was always alone in the suit section and the blazer section. There's nobody going through that stuff. There's no competition. Other resellers aren't doing this stuff. So I was like, this is great. If I can learn this section, there's nobody here. I have the whole aisle to myself all the time. And down in Florida, there was always tons and suits. They had just tons and tons of suits and blazers. And they'd always be on like whatever the sale tag was because they were sitting there forever. Nobody would buy it. So I just took my time and I learned this category. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I shouldn't say a lot of mistakes. I made some mistakes along the way. I don't want to intimidate people, but you have to make mistakes to learn. That's the best teacher is mistakes. I'm so interested. So we're going to list a blazer at the end of this live. I'm going to go through, I'm going to finish my shipping, and then we're going to move into the listing. And I got suits and blazers to list, tons of them, bins full of them. So we're going to do one today, and I'll show you everything. I'll show you how to measure it. I'll show you how to photo it, and I'll show you how I put it up online with the keywords and all that stuff. So hang out to the end if you want. If you can't hang out to the end, this recording will be up on YouTube and Facebook. You can fast forward through all the shipping if you don't like shipping, and you can just get right to the listing part. Have you ever found anything in a pocket? Yeah, I find money. I find all kinds of stuff. You know what's the most common thing that I find in suits and blazers? I'll let people guess. What's the most common thing you think I find in suits and blazers in the pocket? Guess that down below in the chat. But yeah, we found money a fair amount of times. Is Jack Victor a good brand? Nope, that's a great brand. Yep. It sold for $80, bro. Oh, sorry, it's herringbone. Yeah, maybe I said houndstooth. I mix those two up all the time. Tissues is actually very, very common. Business cards is very, very common. Lints, yeah. Candy wrappers. People are excited about this topic. Business cards, handkerchief. coat check ticket. I have found those. That's not the most common thing. Business cards is very common. Parking garage stub. I can't think of a time finding that. Dry cleaning tag, not usually in the pocket. Parking ticket. Obituary, that's it. Hillbilly picker. I find all the time, or like the little memoir things that people have from going to like funerals or memorials or whatever. I find those in the pockets all the time. I don't think I've ever found gum, but that would not make me happy. But yeah, I found those obituary things. So it's always kind of like a strange moment. I have a little moment. I pull that thing out and I'm like, oh, Jessica Williams, and I just take a moment to celebrate that person's life. And I'm like, hey, cool, this blazer's worth $80. And it's a little bit of that. In Blazers, for that very reason, nobody is ever there. Yep. Blazers is great. I'm so interested. Yep. Wi-Fi passwords. People put those in their pockets. You're cooling off, Andrew. Just started, found 2 Ralph Lauren polos and was excited to get them home and realized the tag said Ralph Lauren. Find 2 Ralph Lauren. Oh, like it was missing the H, like a fake? Is that what you're saying, or is that a typo? I'm so confused over here. Thanks for all the guesses over there. Thanks, everyone, for tapping the screen, too. We're up to 2.1K likes. If you haven't liked the stream on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, I appreciate that, too. Let's fold this thing up. All right, so blazer's facing me. This is how I pack it. I put my hands in the shoulders. I fold it in half like this, and then I fold it in half again. So this thing is inside out. It's folded in half. This is the way I fold blazers. There's other ways to do it. But I like this because it protects the outsides. That's the part that people care about, the buttons, the exterior. And I got the lining on the outside. It actually doesn't really wrinkle that much. This is how I store them in bins, by the way, too. It's the same way. So I take them out. They're not very wrinkled. So now we have a blazer torta. And we're going to go ahead and put this in. I have a clear 14 by 20 bag, which is somewhere. I used them all last night for whatnot. But I got some more. I got backups. Clear 14 by 20 poly bag. I buy these by the thousands. These bigger ones cost me about 10.5 cents each, or 10.8 or something like that. But it's a nice way to protect this thing from the elements. There's other ways to pack blazers. I know you might do it differently, and that's rad. But this is the way that I do it. I've done it for years. You know who first taught me this was Adam Stanley, aka the Delmarva Picker. Is he still on TikTok? Delmarva Picker. He used to work in a men's warehouse, I think is where he used to work. He used to sell like suits and blazers and all that stuff. And he's like, this is how you do it. He created a video like back in 2020. I asked him, I'm like, hey, how do you ship this stuff? This is when I first started shipping blazers. And he created a video on it. And I was like, cool, I like it. And that's how I've done it ever since. We're going to put this in a 1092 box, which is, well, first I'm going to see how much it's going to cost to ship. And then we'll figure out what box I'm going to put it in. Because this can go a couple of different ways. It can go UPS. It can go USPS priority. It's not going to go USPS priority because this is going to go at a 3-pound rate. So it's between 2 and 3 pounds. So a 3-pound rate, that's going to be $18 on USPS priority. It's going all the way to California from Asheville, North Carolina. So instead, we're going to check UPS ground. That's $11.10, but I got to drive all the way to the UPS store to do that. Where's the USPS Ground Advantage? Where are you, Ground Advantage? $11.43 to go Ground Advantage. So it's 33 cents more to go Ground Advantage than UPS. But all I got to do is put this out on the front porch, and the USPS person will pick this up. So I'm going to go Ground Advantage instead of UPS Ground, and priority is $17.90. So that's $6.50 more to go priority. So I'm not going to do that, and that's pretty typical. But I am going to check one more thing. I promised I'd check Pirate Ship. You can make a free account at pirateship.com. It's a business that sells discounted USPS and UPS shipping labels. We'll go ahead and check them out. I connected my eBay. I integrated my eBay with my Pirate Ship, so it's really easy. It loads in all the shipping information, the buyer's info, the item that it is. It's all in here. Jack Victor 56L, the person's name, all that stuff. So now I'm going to check rates. I'm going to put in some dimensions. If I do this Ground Advantage, I think I can get this in a 10 by 8 by 6 box. I think. And if that's the case, because size is going to matter here, it's going to go at a 3-pound rate, 2 pounds, 15 ounces. I wonder if we're going to save money. Do you think we're going to save money on Pirate Ship? FR medium. You can't get that in a flat rate bubble. Not a chance. Not a chance. I don't ship blazers in flat rate in those bubble mailers. This is an $80 sale. I'm not going to jam this into a little bag, and I couldn't fit this in there anyway. It's a tweed, heavy, thick 56L jacket. It's not going in a bubble mailer. It barely fits in this 14 by 20 bag. What do you think? Is pirate ship going to be cheaper? I know the answer. I already know the answer. Do you know the answer? How much did you sell that for? $80. So the Man Clan Stewart is in the house. What is up? Great idea to protect it. Thank you, Norma. Hope you're doing well, Norma. Thanks for all your support lately. I appreciate all your comments and questions and messages and positivity. For Posh, what do you use? Posh, this would go priority. Same thing. It would go in a 1092 box, and this would just go priority. Poshmark is flat rate up to £5, so I'm not going to have to check different shipping thing. It's all priority. It's super easy. So yeah, this goes in a 1092 USPS priority box. FR medium would be flat rate medium, but at least would be priority. The flat rate medium box I think is $14. So the Ground Advantage is cheaper than that already through eBay. No, good morning, Bearded King. Flipper, Andrew says almost certainly $18. That's insane. eBay wants things sold clean. Do you dry clean suits and jackets before selling? I do not do that. I've never dry cleaned a jacket that I've sold before. Never once have I been to the dry cleaner for any item that I've ever bought at a thrift store, garage sale, estate sale to sell online. I've never been to a dry cleaner once for that. I've never been to a dry cleaner in Asheville. I wouldn't even know which one I would go to. If you dry clean your stuff, I'm super proud of you. That's awesome. I just don't. And that's cool. Rare Ralph Lauren with typo. Gotcha. That's awesome. I'm glad you found a cool Ralph Lauren. Then have it picked up at your door. How does that work? Yep, you can schedule a USPS pickup by going to USPS.com, and you click the little link for schedule pickup, and you put in your address. As long as you do it by 3 a.m. Eastern time, they'll pick it up that day. It has to be before 3 a.m. Eastern time for the pickup the next day, if that makes sense. How long did it take to sell that jacket? I listed this 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks and 2 days ago. It was like a couple weekends ago. So, yep. So this sold for $69 plus $10.95 shipping. So $80. I paid $8 for it at a thrift store. I picked it up on, I said I picked it up on 12/27. I picked it up on 12/23 at a Goodwill in Florida when I was down there on vacation. I took it home and shipped it. Shipping in a bag may be cheaper. It may be. So I know we got a little bit off. So $11.43 eBay. Ground Advantage. Pirate Ship offers something called the Ground Advantage Cubic. Ground Advantage Cubic means it only ships based on dimensions and distance. The weight doesn't come into play. So Ground Advantage Cubic can often save you money when an item is small yet heavy. So this is a 3-pound package, and it's small, right? I mean, this is objectively small. So $10.97 is going to be that price over there on Pirate Ship. Same service. It's going to get there just as fast. It's going to be the same label. eBay does not offer the cubic shipping. That's $11.43 over there. It's $10.97 over here. Am I saving a lot of money? No. But that's 46 cents for the same exact service, and it just takes me a couple of seconds to go check over there on pirateship.com. He's not putting it in a bag because it's a prestigious sale. Do you have to input how many items total if you schedule a pickup? You do, but they don't care. And I don't have to schedule the pickup anymore because I just talk to my postal people. They pick up packages every single day, right? So I don't have to schedule it anymore. They just know. Even the fill-in people, they know. Sometimes they send out a package pickup person who just picks up packages and doesn't do anything, like doesn't deliver mail or anything. They just pick up packages. I don't have to do anything. After a little, if you talk to your postal people, or if you call into the postmaster and say, hey, I have packages every day, they'll put you on a list that says just pick you up every day. That's the way it's worked for me here. It's the way it worked for me in Florida also. They just picked up every day, no matter what. Thank you for the follow. Curated Closet, welcome aboard. Thank you for sharing the live preschool teach. I appreciate that. I've got to catch up on Instagram comments here. Sometimes I get behind. Well, there's no comments, so we're good. We're clean. Got it. Thanks. You're welcome, D-Real. USPS.com, you can schedule it. And some people have told me that their post office, if they're in a rural area, some people have told me that their post office won't do a pickup. I don't really know what to say about that. I'm in a fairly rural area, but not rural like some folks. So I don't know what to say about that. $10.97. I got to go get a 10 by 8 by 6 box though. I don't think I have one in here. I'm going to go grab, why am I out of those? I'm going to go grab one out of the garage. I really don't want to do this. It is freezing freaking cold outside. All right, I made it. It's cold out there. It's warm enough though. The sun's out, so it feels like it's in the 20s. I get boxes from 2 different places. I only get boxes from eBay when I have my quarterly coupon to use. Actually, I have one to use right now. This is a 10 by 8 by 6 box. I typically get these from staples.com. This box would cost about 65 or 70 cents. The price fluctuates a little bit. 65 or 70 cents a piece. You only have to buy 25 of them, and the shipping from staples.com is free for office supplies. Since Dave is not here, I feel obligated to advocate for his side. The prices on Pirate Ship are the same, and it takes too much time. You can advocate, but you have to at least be factual. I get his stance on it. It takes at least 10 seconds to check the rates on Pirate Ship. So I understand that he's a busy guy. He doesn't have that kind of time. I can appreciate that. There's a lot of people in this chat right now. Thank you so much, South Texas. I appreciate that. Dory is in the house from South Texas. But there's a lot of people in here that would love to save 46 cents on a shipment like this. If you know when to check, but we're 4 for 4. The last 4 times that we've checked, the last 4 times we've saved money by going on Pirate Ship. So that's not wasting time. That's investing time and saving money. One of those times we saved like $1.20 too. So it's not like it's useless. That took me 10 seconds to check. I'm always logged into Pirate Ship. I just keep it open on a tab. It's easy. And then all my eBay and my Pirate Ship are connected. And as soon as I hit purchase on this label, it sends over the shipping information over to eBay, and it's marked as sold over on eBay. So check this out. 1097, buy label, boom. It's marked as sold over on eBay. It's got a tracking number in there and everything, and the buyer gets the notification that it's been marked as shipped. So as far as extra time invested for going over here, I would call it 10 seconds. 10 seconds, 46 cents. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not too high on the hog to save 46 cents. When we did it yesterday, I think it was $1.20. I'm not too high on the hog. That will pay for the eBay box. Yeah, that, like I said, this box typically costs me, I think it's like 65 or 70 cents on staples.com. eBay, don't buy the eBay boxes. Don't pay for this stuff. It's way overpriced. You can get it cheaper at staples.com, and you can get a variety of sizes. eBay has like 8 sizes or something. They're probably like over $1 a box on eBay, because they're charging you to put this fancy little eBay thing on there. Anywho, this is going Ground Advantage cubic. We saved 46 cents, basically paying for the box, almost paying for the box. Sometimes it does pay for the box because some of my boxes are like 50 cents. Where do you get your thank you cards from? Vistaprint. I've been doing business with Vistaprint since my very first business card that I got when I managed a restaurant in New Hampshire back in 2003. Vistaprint. I've also used moo.com a few times, but Vistaprint is usually cheaper. I used to like price it out every time I did a business card or like a kind of order. I'd be like, sometimes Moo would be cheaper because they'd have a deal going. Sometimes Vistaprint would be cheaper. Now I just use Vistaprint all the time because it's honestly usually cheaper. I can't remember the last time Moo was cheaper. It'd have to have like a big discount code or something. I know you said you don't dry clean items. Do you wash them or steam them? I don't wash, I don't steam unless they need to. I don't even own a steamer, so that answers that question. If we own an iron, I don't know where it is. It's probably in a box somewhere that we never unpacked. Yeah. How do you know when to check? If the item is both heavy and small, so in that case, the item was going to be going at a 3-pound rate, and I knew I could fit it in a 10 by 8 by 6 box. That's small, but heavy. And then I check. So if it's over a pound and it's a small item, it might be worth checking. Every time I felt like it, and then you'll do it. you'll check like a few times, and sometimes it'll be a waste of your time, but like you'll do that a bunch of times, then you'll kind of know when to check, and you'll get like a vibe for it. Every time I felt shipping is high on eBay, I check pirate ship and it's the exact same. It's got to be the cubic rate. It's got to be the cubic rate. So it's going to be heavy. That's the thing. If weight is killing you on the price, because regular priority and regular ground advantage goes by the weight too. The cubic rate on pirate ship is the only time that you're going to save money. You're not going to save money if you get the regular ground advantage rate or the regular priority rate. It has to be the cubic rate to be cheaper. Otherwise, it's going to be the exact same price or within a couple of cents. So it's got to be when cubic rate comes into play. Anyone can take that extra 46 cents. If you're learning, and that's why I share this all the time. And we're 4 for 4 on our last 4 checks, by the way. And you can keep track. These are all recorded, by the way. 4 days in a row that we've done these lives where we've checked once and saved money every single time. I'll take the 43-cent saving, 46. Yep, that extra 3 pennies helps too. Every penny counts. And it doesn't, I get the idea of it taking time. It does take time. It takes 10 seconds for me to go over there and check. I'm always logged into Pirate Ship. I keep it open in the tab. I'm logged in. Everything integrates. I've already said all that stuff. You know. Where are we at? Where did we miss? Where are we at? All right. eBay's done. No more checking prices or anything. It's just Poshmark. We got 3 Poshmark sales. And of course, if you order some coffee at chris@peak.com, or if you go to TikTok shop, click my name up above, go to the shop icon, you get yourself some delicious coffee, or maybe get a Real Job sweatshirt. Anyone give you a hard time for being an entrepreneur, for doing your own thing? They give you a hard time for working weekends, working nights, doing your own thing? I got a sweatshirt for you. If you order during the live, we'll ship it out during the live with a big dose of gratitude. Otherwise, we're just going to ship out 3 more Poshmark orders. Here's our retail. We got 2 retail arbitrage pieces in here too. If that's your game, if you like buying from retail at clearance prices, I got a couple pieces for you. Here's a Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a quarter zip, size extra large. This is a performance Ralph Lauren, which is one of their nice lines. It's they're either polyester and nylon, or polyester and spandex, or nylon and spandex. They're moisture wicking, all the performance line. I picked this up for I think $29 at a thrift or at a retail store, and I sold it for something. Let me bring up Poshmark. This is going to be our first Poshmark order, so let me bring it up. Sold for $69. I listed this on Monday. And it sold yesterday. So 24-hour sale here. Paid $29, sold for $69. I have a few of these still in stock. This is a men's extra large Ralph Lauren Performance, $69. Poshmark shipping super easy. No BS, no pirate ship, no checking different rates. It all goes priority. And I can use this Tyvek, this free from USPS.com Tyvek mailer. I don't even have to have my own packaging. So this is brand new with tags, Polo. The tag's in here somewhere. Where'd it go? It's in there. Oh, sometimes they, this one, it hangs down below the shoulder, so we can be able to see it. The MSRP on this is like $139 or something like that, and it sold for $69. So basically half price is what it sold for. And this is going out to Richard. Thank you, Richard. It's also a good reminder, don't be a Richard. Don't be a Richard. You have the opportunity every single day to lift people up, to make people around you feel better about themselves, maybe to teach them something, or you can tear them down. And sometimes it's easier than you think to tear somebody down. Just a negative comment on social media when someone's already kind of having a bad day, or they got shit on their minds, and you just drop some thoughtless comment and move on with your day, essentially kicking the dog, and you can really bring somebody down. That's powerful. But you can also bring somebody up too if you choose to. It's all about attitude, y'all. Don't be a Richard. Richard, thank you for your sale. Appreciate it. Thanks for that reminder to not be a Richard. All right, we got another order. Also, don't name your kids Richard. That's just my opinion. You can name your kids whatever you want. But I would make the suggestion, like, just maybe think that through before naming your kids Richard. Does everything Polo Ralph Lauren sell well? No. You could ask that about just about any brand. You could say, does everything blank sell well? And the answer is probably like, no. There's a few brands like Arc'teryx and Filson, yes, but Polo Ralph Lauren is a gigantic, ginormous universe of different lines. It's the best. I think it's one of the best selling brands in the world, like probably top 3 or 4. So to say that like everything from one of the biggest brands in the world sells well wouldn't make a lot of sense. And I'm not giving you a hard time. You know that. I knew me forever. I think you know that. I know you're a new follower, but you probably get my vibe at this point. There's a good dose of sarcasm in those things too. Chris does taxes. I don't. Amy, are you kidding? What's up with Richard? What's up, Bessie? I only look for purple tags and never find them. I would look for more than just purple tags. That was a Ralph Lauren Performance, and that sold for $69. So if you're just looking for purple tags, you're really cutting yourself down a little bit. I think there's more Polo Ralph Lauren that's worth looking for. I see K-Way sells a decent amount too. Yeah, lots of people sell there. Are they that good to sell for the brand? Are we talking about Polo Ralph Lauren? Yeah, you just got to learn like what to pick for. Big sizes, bold patterns, certain models sell. Polo Ralph Lauren Performance is a good one to look for. How do you look for what do you look for on the Ralph Lauren? There's a lot of different things. Polo Bear. I look for double RL, purple label, black label, a lot of stuff. You can check out my eBay store and just search Polo Ralph Lauren and you can get a good idea. But yeah, I bought it's my number one selling brand every single year is Ralph Lauren. Every single year I've been in business. This is my 6th year in business. I'm certain that this year Ralph Lauren will be my number one selling brand because it's out there everywhere. You can find it in any thrift store in America, any estate sale probably too. I mean, there's probably some where you won't find it, but you get the idea. Caroline is right now and she does taxes. Sick. Someone asked above if you were still accepting clients for taxes. No, but that's a great question because I do accept clients for consignment. I'm looking for consignment. I want to fill up these 2 racks over here. You can't see them on YouTube or Facebook, but I want to fill up those 2 racks with stuff from you to sell on Whatnot. I do a show every Tuesday. I'm going to start doing a show every Thursday too. You can send in stuff. I sell it on Tuesday night. I'll pay you out on Wednesday. I have 4 consignees that I'm going to pay out this afternoon as soon as I get off this live. People who sent in stuff over the last week, it sold last night. They get their 70% cut after fees, boom, and they get their quick, easy money. I want your best stuff. We email you right first. Amy, you can go to consignment.chris@peak.com and you can learn everything about it. You can learn about the splits. You can learn the brands I'm looking for, but ultimately I'm looking for items that sell consistently for $25 plus shipping or more. And typically for more, we want to have the high-end stuff. The high-end stuff sells really well and can often get eBay type money, sometimes above eBay type money. It's the good stuff that bring people into those shows. That's what I want. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate that compliment. Sully Paints is in the house over on Instagram today. I love that, Sully Paints. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. I got 4 consignees today that are getting paid out. Quick cash. They don't do any work. No photos, no measuring, no talking back and forth with customers. And on Whatnot, they don't have to buy like the big crazy giveaways, like brand new inbox Nike Air Max 90s that bring the boys to the yard. We give away a brand new pair of shoes every single Tuesday night and Thursday nights. Get a real job, Sunrise Listings. Did you see those other Easter eggs that I told you about? Did you check out the Facebook Easter eggs? Each of my Facebook accounts had like a little Easter egg for you, Sunrise, that I think you'll like. Nobody caught them. One of the videos has over 100,000 views. Nobody saw the Easter eggs. Please send my Carhartt Navy items to me for approval. Nice. T. Georgie, thank you for your purchase last night. That Carhartt Navy jacket's going out the door to you. Thank you for your service. Is Vineyard Vine dead on eBay? Ups and downs. Vineyard Vine tends to be more of like a spring kind of summertime vibe brand, like Charleston, Savannah, like South preppy. So in the wintertime, it still sells, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't sell the same way because it's got those it's just got summer vibes. I was like looking for a Vineyard Vines. I don't have one like hanging around here. Is your eBay store in your link tree? Yep, everything. You can find all my stores, all my platforms, everything's at chris@peak.com, or you can just click the link down below. You'll find all this stuff. It was a cool piece. Nice Carhartt. I mean, that Carhartt jacket is like minty fresh too. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for. Whatnot. Carhartt jacket, size 2XL with a navy embroidery. Awesome piece. And that went last night, I think, for $50. And it sold like, right? Boom. And that person who sent that into me, my consignee, is going to get their 70% cut on that. I'll give you the math on what they'll get for that right here. We can do a little mathing. Let's bring up my consigner spreadsheet. I forget who sent that one in, but I'll just bring up a random spreadsheet and we'll type this in. Let's do it. All right, so that person, we'll just use a calculator. That's simple. So the Whatnot fees are going to be 10.9% plus 50 or plus 30 cents per transaction. So that one sold for $50. We're going to add in the fees times 0.5 times 0.7. So my consignor is going to get $30.45 for that jacket. Again, for no work. They threw it in a box with 20 other items, shipped it over to me, and I sold it, and they're going to get paid tomorrow. So no waiting for it to sell on eBay, no complaining that eBay sales are slow because it's January and soon it's going to be February. February is usually my worst month of the year on eBay and Poshmark. No complaining about that stuff. Just send it to me. Everything sells. I've never had something not sell. Sometimes you don't get the best prices for things, but you get a quick payout. In that case, that person got $30.45. If they bought that for $10 at a thrift store, or $5 or $1 because they got it at the bins, that's great quick profit for very, very little work. And that's what we're talking about. Get your stuff up and moving. Most of my clients are resellers themselves. They have eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, these other accounts. Some of them even have Whatnot accounts too. And they still send stuff to me because they can get this quick payout. They can list their other stuff. They can send stuff to me that they know is going to sell well on Whatnot, get a quick payout, and they get the cash that way. And they can take their time back and list the other stuff because they're getting so much stuff that they can send me the good stuff, get it sold quick, get their time back, spend some time with their kids, go out, enjoy themselves. Don't go outside today. It's really cold, but you know what I mean. That was a cool piece for sure. All right, let's get back to shipping, Chris. Stop flapping your gums about Whatnot. Hey, we got 31 packages sitting out in the other room that are going out the door from last night. 56 total sales last night on Whatnot. Every Tuesday, and I'm ready to do every Thursday too. I just need more inventory. As soon as I get more inventory from y'all, we're gonna do every Thursday, and we're gonna pump out a bunch of stuff. Here's a marine layer. This is a brand that you can send to me, and I'll sell for good money on Whatnot too. This sold on Poshmark for $27. Buyer pays shipping. Marine layer. I love this brand. If you're not looking for marine layer, look for that brand, and then send it to me. I'll sell it on Whatnot nice and quick for you. This sold on Poshmark for $27. 27. It's going out to Joey. Thanks, Joey. It's going in that Tyvek poly mailer. They're free from USPS.com. Most of my Poshmark orders go right into this. I have to use my own poly mailers. And as you're getting started, that's why Poshmark's a great platform for if you're just getting started on reselling journey. Poshmark's great, especially if you're doing clothing, because you don't have to have a big stash of shipping supplies like I do. My coffee is over there. Yep, I got some confirmation. You must be looking for my high-end Beanie Babies. Frenchie, there you go. I got a big Beanie Baby crowd on my Whatnots. No, I don't. I actually don't have that if you're just jumping in for the first time. I don't sell Beanie Babies. I had somebody reach out to me a few months back. It was probably 6 months ago now. They wanted me to sell their collection of Beanie Babies on eBay and Poshmark because I do eBay and Poshmark consignment too. I've done that for years. Thank you, Joey. And they had this whole spreadsheet, and they had like of all these like limited edition bears and stuff, and some of them actually were worth like some money, but they were thinking that they were going to get thousands of dollars for these items, and this was going to be like, I don't know. They thought that they were going to get thousands of dollars for like maybe 50 or 75 Beanie Babies, and I had to be like the bearer of bad news and I showed them exactly what the market is. I gave them like sold comps on eBay, like screenshots, and tried to educate them. And I did all that for free and did some research for them just to let them know if they wanted to sell them on their own. But I demonstrated that there wasn't going to be enough meat on the bone to split that as a consignment sort of thing. That I would just sell them as a big lot. If you want, I'll sell the whole big lot all together at once if you want, or you can do it. But either way, we're not looking at thousands of dollars. We're looking at maybe 80 or 90 bucks for all of them. If you want to do that, let's do it. They didn't want to do it, but it was important to me to educate that person too on like what it was and not to like let them down hard. Anyway, another Polo Ralph Lauren. Polo Ralph Lauren doesn't sell except for this one and the last one we just shipped out. This one is similar to the Estate Rib. It's a quarter zip. It's a men's size extra large. The MSRP on this is $125. It's one of those classic cotton quarter zips. I listed this on Saturday and it sold yesterday. What's that, 3 days? Yesterday was Tuesday. 3 days to sell this thing. It sold for something. Hey, Kim. It sold for a best offer of $54. I paid $29, so my margin isn't big on this. $29 to $54. Poshmark takes 20% fees, but I was able to get a whole bunch of these for $29, maybe 8 or 10 of them. So it's more, for me, it's more about like the total amount of profit than the profit per unit. I'll tell you how much I made on this one though. And it was a good way for me to get a whole bunch of inventory all at once. And when you list like similar items like this, there's some like synergy, there's some time savings. Especially when they're multi-quantity, when you find the same size, same color, all that stuff. How do you know which ones sell? Can you show again? Nikki FBA, which one? Can you, if you're a little bit more specific about your question, I could probably give you a little bit more specific answer. Are you good with Lily Pulitzer for Whatnot sales consignment? Yeah, Lily Pulitzer in size medium or bigger are great sellers for me on Whatnot. Size small and extra small Lily just doesn't tend to command a good sale price. But if it's size medium or bigger, Lily Pulitzer, especially good bold patterns, those sell really well on Whatnot. That's a good one.
Can I steal lights?
Yes, you can steal those lights. Test. Polo. How do you know which one sells? Can you show again? Nikki, there's so much stuff that's worth selling on Polo Ralph Lauren that would be tough for me to have like a really good answer to that right now. My suggestion to you, Nikki, would be whenever you find a Polo item like this quarter zip, which is a brand new tags quarter zip, 100% cotton Polo Ralph Lauren size extra large, I would enter. I shouldn't show you that shipping label. I would enter just that Polo Ralph Lauren quarter zip XL in eBay, and I would search for sold comps for that item and look at what the average sale price for that item is. Then I would look at the sell-through rate. So see how many are listed, and then how many have sold over the last 90 days. Calculate your sell-through rate and make a good decision, and just learn the brand. I can't teach it. Like I would teach you the whole brand right now if I could, but we wouldn't be able to do it. Start looking at that sell-through rate, then look at your buy cost, because it always comes down to your buy cost. If this was used and you had to pay $20 for it, then it's not a good resale item. So you gotta see what the resale value for the item is. Is there profit there for you? What is the average sale price? But also, what's the sell-through rate? If you're gonna sit on that thing for 7 months and it's not gonna sell, then maybe the $20 margin isn't really worth it, or whatever. You get the idea. You have to put in your time for that and your research. But I would be looking up a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren. It's my number one selling brand. Ralph Lauren in general is my number one. So what do you want? Huh?
Phone. I want to take pictures.
So Kim wants the phone from me. So her hand signal for phone. Show them your hand signal for phone. She's trying not to talk over me because I'm doing a live. Show them your hand signal for you want the phone. Show them. So if somebody did that to you, would you say like, "Oh, cool, you want my phone to take"? Oh, come on. Would that be your first thing? She could have done like this. Like, no, she goes, get. I'm like, you need money? How much do you need? What is that? That's what she did. Where do you get your new tag Ralph Lauren's? I got those retail arbitrage, brother. We'll leave it at that, Stuart. She Italian? She's not Italian. She wanted to play the flute. Yep, she's right. She's out. Kim, you were right. You were right. I was wrong. Here's the phone.
What?
Blue collar's right. His statement is right.
What do you say?
Yep, she's right.
Oh.
That's always the answer. I would have went with she wants the tickle monster. Yeah. This is a kid friendly live here, brother. Or supposedly. We're trying to learn and teach here. It looks like she was texting. So yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, a new me forever.
That's what you're always on doing. Like you're always like this on the phone.
All right.
This is what it's always like.
I missed it. What do you charge for consignment? A new me forever. It's 70-30 split. So Whatnot takes 10.9% plus 30 cents per right. transaction. After that, it's 70-30 split. So 70-30 net. Question. You get 70. I get 30. You get the big number.
I'm going to take the number.
Perfect.
And I'm going to take the paint.
Perfect. Okay. Kim's doing some jeans listing. Just did onboarding for Whatnot yesterday. Excited to start my reselling journey. Nice. Buckle up, Closet DK. It's an awesome platform. You got to put in your work, though. Just like any platform, you got to build it up. It's got to take you time. Buckle it up. Study some people who are doing a nice job on there. Watch what they're doing. Copy what they're doing. The best way to learn at first in any kind of business or any kind of occupation or anything sports, whatever, is to copy somebody else who's a few steps ahead of you. So copy some people who are crushing it, and then you'll find your own rhythm, voice, and all that stuff later. But copy first, create your own later. PG Live, that's right. Y'all laugh. She's funny, right? She's funny. I need the phone. Hello, fine people. Al is in the house. What's up, Al? Tell us about your sales. Chris, what's the Ralph Lauren sport item you flipped from 25-ish to 60, a long sleeve? What was the Ralph Lauren sport item you flipped from 25-ish to 60? Andrew, when did I flip it and where did I flip it? Poor Ralph Lauren sport. I can't remember. Is the Tyvek envelope the same as the legal envelope? Nope, two different things. The legal envelope is a cardboard thingy majiggy. I don't use those. This is called the Tyvek envelope. So it's not cardboard. It's like, I don't know what it's made of. Tyvek. It's cloth. If you go to USPS.com and you put in TYVEK, or you just like scroll through, it's actually one of the first results when you go to USPS.com on the shipping supplies. It's not the legal envelope though. Two different pieces. I don't use the legal envelope. If you use it, that's rad. eBay wasn't giving me the choice. eBay won't give you a choice for a Tyvek envelope because it's not flat rate. The only specific things that eBay will give you options for besides the blank, like the blanket USPS priority, they'll give you the flat rate, the medium flat rate box, the small flat rate box, the large flat rate box, the padded flat rate envelope, the flat rate envelope, and the legal flat rate envelope. Those will be your options. This is not one of those options because it falls under regular priority because it doesn't say flat rate anywhere on here. Right? It just says mailing envelope. It would say flat rate right there on the red. I'll give you another example of one that does say flat rate. This is important. I get this question a lot, and this is a great question, by the way. I remember trying to learn all this stuff too. Padded flat rate right there. See how it says flat rate in the red? This one, that means I have to use that padded flat rate label. The label itself has to say padded flat rate. That's what I have to choose on eBay. That's what I have to choose on Pirate Ship. If it doesn't say flat rate, then I just choose whatever the USPS priority rate is. And this one, see how it doesn't say flat rate? Boom. That's the difference. We can do the same thing on boxes too. This one here is a mailing box. This is the shoe box. So see how it says mailing box? It doesn't say anything about flat rate on that. So that means that ships regular priority, that blanket one. This is called the shoe box if you want this one. I use this all the time. This is one of my most commonly used boxes, especially for whatnot. Fits 2 or 3 shirts really nicely, hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets, shoes, of course. And I'll show you a flat rate box. I don't use a lot of flat rate boxes, but I have some. This medium flat rate box ships for $14 wherever it's going in the country. I think it's $14 unless they change the price. I very, very rarely use it, like once every couple of months. Medium flat rate box. See how it says flat rate? I have to use the label that says medium flat rate box. I can't use the regular USPS for that one. I like numbers. So if you sell $100 and whatnot, they get 10. Consignor gets 63. Chris gets 27. Let me just see if that makes sense. 100 times equals times 0.7 equals. Yeah, about that. They'll probably get about $60 or $61 just because the whatnot charges the fees on the shipping and the whatever the buyer pays for sales tax too. So it generally adds up to being about 13 or 14% total because the buyer paid like $5 shipping and then they paid $3 on taxes. So they charge the fee rate on that whole thing. Is it soft cotton pullover sweater? I don't remember, Andrew. I'm sorry. If it was on a live, then you can go back and rewatch it. I just don't remember. Yikes, I can't math. Ballpark, not a bad idea. Bad deal, yeah. And those are the types of items. Those are the good ones. Like we sold some like high-end pieces last night. And those high-end pieces tend to get closer, either really close to eBay prices or sometimes above eBay prices or sometimes right on eBay prices. Those chase pieces, those pieces that get people really excited. They're rare. They're interesting. They're easy on the eyes. They show up good on the whatnot screen. Big brands that people love. That's the kind of stuff that tends to get the best prices. Vineyard Vines will sell, like some of the lower end brands too, but those aren't going to get 100% of eBay value. They're probably not going to get 125 unless it's super unique, really cool, like a big polo bear, an awesome spell out. Those types of things do really well. Do you have limits on what you take It's got to be items that sell for $25 plus shipping on eBay or more, like a consistent track record. This is a good like rule of thumb. 25 plus. I love 50 plus. I love 45 plus because those are going to sell the best and get the best return for you. But minimum $8 per or 8 items per shipment is the minimum right now. Got to be 8 or more. And the reason I do that is because you're going to pay for the shipping to me. So you're going to pay less shipping per unit if you put more items in the box, right? If you put 2 items in a box and you pay $8 for shipping, well, that's going to cut into your margins. But if you put 8 items in a box and it costs $9 shipping, well, now you're talking. And if you put 20 items in a box and it costs you $15 shipping, now you're really talking. So I love how you do these jacket flash pictures. I don't know what you're talking about with a jacket flash. It's the second time you've mentioned a jacket flash picture. I don't use a flash for any of my photos. I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew. What is he talking about? Do you allow people to promote in your lives on whatnot? Absolutely. People can promote whatever's going on with their business in any of my lives. I love supporting everybody. I love supporting small business. It's great. And I like you. Did Whatnot come back on last night? It crashed pretty bad, thankfully, at the end of the show. Yes, we had 8 items left last night. Whatnot completely crashed. All like streamers, everybody went down. Everybody's live went down. It came back up. We had 40 something people left after we came back up. We sold our last items. We did a big buyer appreciation giveaway. Somebody won a brand new pair of Adidas Trey Young 2.0s last night. That was my friend Jay.
So that means it's just this pair.
Yep. How the flap of the jacket is open, you can see the inside label. Yep, I just used one of these things. I'll show you that in a little bit here. Happy New Year, bro. Long time no see. Hey, Perez, what's up? Yeah, long time no see for sure. Thanks for popping in here. Do you and the wife resell alone or also work another? Kim has a full-time job. I've been doing this as like my thing.
For another 3 weeks.
Kim has a full-time job for another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. She's working a temporary contract. She's doing a job search right now, but she's only been helping out with the business. I shouldn't say only, but she's been contributing to the business since she got laid off from her last job in September. She started helping out then, and then she took on a full-time contract. So she's been putting in a few hours a week since then. She's putting in good hours this week, though. I'll tell you that much. But otherwise, this has been, and I don't say this to slight Kim or anything. That was our choice. She had a full-time job. I ran this business full-time. But you can do this 100% on your own too. Yeah, it doesn't take 2 people. You don't need to. Good morning, all from Greensboro. What's up, Tammy? Fellow North Carolinian. I know you recommend Staples boxes. What size do you use most? 8 by 6 by 4, 8 by 6 by 6, 10 by 8 by 6 are my most common used boxes that I use for Ground Advantage. I didn't buy a lot of boxes previously, but now that Ground Advantage can be a lot cheaper, sometimes I buy more boxes. So 8 by 6 by 4, 8 by 6 by 6, 10 by 8 by 6 are the most common boxes I use that I purchase from staples.com. Like how the flap. I love how you do the flap. Good morning. Oh, yeah, I know you recommend Staples. Okay, nice. Thanks for sharing. I teach full-time and sell on Amazon. My husband and I just started eBay. That's awesome. So are you going to change your name from Nikki FBA to Nikki FBA plus eBay? It's got a nice little rhyme to it. Zach, thank you for joining the live. Thanks for tapping the screen, everybody. You flashing people out. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yes, and other local groups on stuff you sell for others. Don't take some money out for taxes, or you take profit in taxes. I don't need to take money out for taxes on consignment. That's a common misconception with consignment, that I need to take out extra taxes. You only pay taxes on your profit from your business. So if I did $200,000 in sales this year, but I only made $10,000 in profit, I only pay taxes on the profit of that $10,000. So I don't need to take out extra money because I had extra revenue. My consignees, I pay them out. So I'm going to pay out consignees probably something like $500 or $600 worth of payouts that I'll do today, later on this afternoon. That is a business expense. So that gets subtracted from my top line, so that all that I pay my taxes on is at the bottom line. So I don't need to take out extra taxes for that. Common misconception with consignment. Everyone's scared of consignment because of the taxes. No, what you pay those people for those items is a business expense. I like the ring of that. There you go. I just made that up on the spot. You saw it. You saw how it happened. Hi from Pennsylvania. Do you happen to know if you can still use regional A and B? No, USPS canceled, deleted the regional A and B rates, and they don't sell the boxes anymore. If you still have the boxes, you can use them and ship on regular priority rates. But regional, rest in peace, regional A and B rates, those are gone. You share it. Everything's linked in my profile, Nikki FBA. All my stores, everything. It's pretty transparent. You can go see what I list, how I take photos, all that stuff. Great question. Good question. It's all linked. My eBay store, my Poshmark closet. I used to have all my other stores. I don't have Mercari or Depop or Grailed or Facebook Marketplace anymore, but I had all that stuff linked too. Thank you. Yes, I do have a bunch. Yep, you can just use them as regular priority. They're actually great size boxes. I wish I had bought like a whole bunch of them when I learned that they were doing the deleting those rates, because they're actually like really handy size boxes, frankly. But I didn't do that, and now I'm a bummer. USPS is always taking away the cheat codes, regional A and B. I think they're just streamlining their process. They had so many, in like the regional A and B, like trying to explain what those rates were to people. That was like, I mean, I've been putting this content out for 3.5 years and trying to explain, like that was the most cryptic thing, was the regional rates. People would be like, what is the regional rate? It actually has nothing to do with region really at all. It was so confusing. I mean, they ultimately were like a version of a flat rate. But anyway, they were so hard to explain. I don't think anybody understood it. They probably spent more time answering questions about regional A and B and like correcting people who had used them improperly and like charging back customers, or like saying like money due. It probably cost them more time doing that than it was actually worth. So I don't blame them for deleting the regional A and B, because it was freaking confusing. People didn't know how to use it, and people made a lot of mistakes. I imagine it cost them so much money just kind of correcting all that stuff, right? You know what I mean? They were like, it was just, nobody gets it. I mean, let me know down below in the chat. Do you understand both regional A and B, the pricing and like how it all works? Let me know Y or N down below in the chat. Be honest, because I think most people just didn't know how to use it and just made mistakes all the time, and that just cost the post office a lot of time and energy. Nope, yeah, it's confusing. I'd have to like honestly, I looked it up a lot because I didn't use it a lot. I'd be like, wait, which one is the B? You know, it's up to 9 pounds, or I'd have to like look it up, like what the limits were. It was, you had to like read like paragraphs to figure out like all the rules on it. Nobody else wants to vote. Thanks for your knowledge, Chris. Yeah, how many times? Stuart, appreciate you being here, brother. How's business going? What's going on over there? Tell me about that. I'm confused right now. Yeah, just talking about regional A and B, and it had nothing. It really didn't really have anything to do with the region. I mean, the distance. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why they even called it regional A and B, right down to the name. All right, let's go ahead and do this is great, because this is going to be a little teaching lesson, because Kim's never listed a blazer before. So that I'm going to be really, really particular. And if everybody could tap the screen right here, if we can get some like, if we can wake the live's been going on for a little while, we're going to switch gears. So if you can like hit the like button, if you can drop some comments or just drop some emojis down below in the chat, let's kind of wake up the live. Tap the screen on TikTok, hit the like buttons, all that stuff. That actually helps out. Thank you for letting me know. Nobody understands the regional AB boxes, right? I knew me forever. So let's ramp it up, because we're going to do a teaching lesson, and that this lesson is going to be thorough and good, because I'm literally teaching Kim to make my own business. I mean, I treat you all the same all the time anyway, but just sharing with you, I'm going to teach Kim how to list a blazer right now. She's going to list a blazer. I'm going to flap my gums. This is actually a good relationship here. This is like, she does the work, I flap my gums. This is pretty typical. Business is going good. This is why I need to hire. I just sit here and talk and teach, and people can do the stuff. I can't business is going good, a little slow this month, but that's just January. Yeah, it's January. It'll pick back up. The days will get longer. The seasons will change. People will want to buy all that like spring, summertime stuff. It's coming. I need this education too. And they're going to pay off their January credit card bills will get paid off eventually. It might take a little while, but they'll pay those off. Supervisor Chris, yeah. Be sure to use the hand signals. Is 929 in here? 929 is back. All right. Thank you for dropping those emojis down below. Thank you. I need this education too. I'm going to turn, that's a weird color light. I'm going to turn this around. Just give me a second to set up. You can just keep doing emojis or whatever you want to set up. Let's move this out of the way. I'm going to move you over to, so this is nothing fancy. Anybody can do this kind of setup here in their own house. It's literally a command hook hanging on the wall. That is how we photo. And I'll move this out of the way for a second so you can see That's just a command hook, one of those like sticky hooks right there on the wall. I think you can see that on TikTok and Facebook, yeah, or TikTok. Is this the part 2, the blazer? Yeah. So we're going to I'm going to teach Kim how to list a blazer. She's never done it before, and you're going to be along for the ride. You can ask questions and stuff too. I'm sure Kim will ask questions, so this could be fun. I'm going to spin my monitor so I can see Instagram comments too. That's for all the info and not gatekeeping. Many of us learn from you guys. Thanks, Liz. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you. No gatekeeping. I want everybody to make money here. I want everybody to make money. You better give Kim a bonus. Well, Vanessa, what are we talking about? Let's keep it clean here. Next month, February, trust me, you're going to be busy. I'm calling that out, putting that in the universe. Appreciate that, Perez. You're all right. Love the positivity. Mindset. Set and Bronco, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. We're about to list a blazer. Let's go. Sorry, I'm going to be like, I got 3 chat screens going on here, so I'm going to try to bounce between everybody. I appreciate all your questions, all your contributions. If you have a better way to list blazers too, I'm not like the end all be all. I'm not the end all be all. Thank you, Amy, me forever. You said it, not me. You said it. You typed it. I had to say it. If you type a comment, I'll read it for the most part. Unless Andrew's pissing me off. All right, so these are 2 box lights. The 2 box lights, the ones that we use, they're linked in our Amazon reseller shopping list. You can see the brand on the bottom right there, I think. Newer. What do you want me to do?
Well, I'm busy doing things and you're interrupting.
Best way to upgrade your photos is to upgrade your lighting. The reason that your photos aren't that good and you're not getting good colors and you have too much shadows is because you just don't have good lighting. These box lights are great because they diffuse the light. The light has a diffuser on the front of them, that cloth piece. So you're not going to get the shadows and you're going to get a nice even light across everything. So the first thing to do is upgrade your lighting. How many of you are at home right now are saying to yourself, you know what, I need to upgrade my lighting? And I think the reason I wish I did this sooner than I did, because here's the thing. Clothing is a very, very competitive marketplace, like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, whatever. Clothing is very, very competitive. I don't care what you have listed online right now. There's probably a few hundred other people who have the same item for a similar price. And if they have better photos than you, that's the first thing that people are going to see. The first thing people are going to see is the photo, and that's going to lure them in to click on your listing. It doesn't matter how good your description is. It doesn't matter how good your measurements are. If the photo doesn't look good and it doesn't lure them in, then they're not going to click on your listing and you never get a chance for the sale. And here's the thing, your photos can be pretty good. They can be pretty good. But if the person right below you, if their photos are better, guess who gets the click? So it's not necessarily about, are your photos adequate? It's, are your photos better than your competition? Are your photos better? And that's something you should say to yourself out loud. Go look at items that you have listed and been sitting around. Just do a search and then look at your neighbors above and below you in that list. Are your photos better than theirs? Yes or no? Somebody else is getting clicks and their item is going to go away before yours. Go look at the sold comps and look at what's happening. One of 2 things is happening on the sold items. Yours hasn't sold, but theirs has. Why, you're asking yourself? It's probably the photos or the price. It's probably those 2 things. So if you're looking, you're like, how come other people are selling this for $30? Mine's listed for 28 and it won't sell. Their photos are probably better. Or flip side, they sold it for 25 on an offer or something like that. I've sold at a higher price than some others listed because the difference was the pics. It's a big deal. People shop visually. Kim doesn't look like she wants to play. Yeah, she's taking jeans. So you're seeing how she's doing the jeans. This is how we do it right there. Front, back, a close-up of the back on the bottom, the 2, so you can see the heel drag, because that's where you're going to see a lot of wear on jeans. If you want to see like how old or how worn a pair of jeans are, the best place to look is right there on the for the heel drag. So we take a close-up of both of those. I need examples of comps. Some listing has millions and a variety of them. I need example of comps. Some listings have millions and are a variety of the item lost. I'm not 100% sure I'm picking up that question. It sounds like a good question disguised in something that I can't understand. I'm sorry, Nikki. I know these, like, it's hard to communicate in these like 100 character things or whatever it is. Agree, I've sold some higher price groovy grabs. What if the item is white? What if the item is white, K10? What's your question? I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Kim doesn't look like she wants to play, or I've missed it. She's funny. You're on your way. She's working. These lights look amazing. These are like $100 on Amazon. And I wish I did it sooner, because if you The whites will pay for themselves. If you can sell every item on average for 50 cents more for a couple months and you sell them quicker, the whites get paid for instead of those things just sitting in inventory. So to me, people say like, well, I don't want to buy the lights until I make enough money. And I say, think about it the other way. Buy the lights so you make more money. They'll pay for themselves and then some. Where do you photograph white pieces? Right there, KTN. When trying to list and find comps, they show so many listings compared to sold items. Not sure how to decide if good buy or not. Look at the sell-through rate. Look at how many are currently listed. Say there's 100 listed and there's 50 that have sold over the past 90 days on eBay. That's a 50% sell-through rate. 100 listed, 50 sold, 50% sell-through rate. That's a decent sell-through rate. Not too bad. If it's 100% sell-through rate, now you're talking 200% sell-through rate. Let's go. You see what I mean? Sell-through rate, sell-through rate, sell-through rate. I use metallic paint on the wall and use magnets inside the garment to help it lay properly in addition to command hook. Let's go, Michelle. Nice little system over there. I'd like to see that. You've got to create a video of that. I'd have to see that to picture. The wall is white, so if the item is white, does it blend in? She's asking, I think. You can check my eBay photos, Blue Collar, or whoever was asking the question, K10. I mean, you could check. This is exactly how we do it. I use Photo Room to get rid of the background, too. That's what we do last, so I'll show you that. Kim, when you're done that pair of Levi's, do you want to rock out a blazer? It's warm in here. It's getting warm. The heat's on.
It's cold out for a long time.
The heat's on. I'm joking about Kim. She is just trying to work. She is. She's doing great. All right, let's do a blazer, y'all. We've teased it enough. I've introed it. Let's just do it. So here's the blazer. You got bins and bins of blazers. Okay. We got a Brooks Brothers blazer right here. Modern one, gray, pretty standard gray. Brooks Brothers Madison. Madison is the fit. It is a size 46L. You can tell it came from a suit and it's no longer part of a suit. It's a 46L and then it has /41. 41 was the pant size on this. It's 100% wool. What's awesome about this suit, and this is one to write down or take a screenshot of, the wool is made by Vitali Barberis Conico, which is fabric made in Italy. I think this is the oldest like active wool maker in the world. Like they've been around for the longest amount of time in Italy. This is desirable stuff. What are some of your other favorite wool makers? Like Loro Piana is another one. This is in that ballpark. You see this on a blazer, it elevates the value because this wool here is higher quality wool than most wool that people are buying. It has that logo, Vitali Barberis Conico, and I'll do a close-up over here. There it is. So this is a Brooks Brothers size 46. I said R, right? 46L. This is actually a good size. Once you get to 46L and bigger, that's what I consider to be big sizes, which tend to have higher sell-through rates. We use this hanger for all of our shirts, tops, blazers, jackets. It's got a little curve to it, so it kind of makes things sit nicely. And it's just like a big, broad hanger. It's black, so it's good for, I think it's good standoff for lets people see like the true color stuff. You can compare it to that flat black. And it's consistent. All our listings have that same look right there, except for the jeans and stuff like that. Those go on a pants hanger. The wall is white. You're welcome. I'm joking about Kim. Let me know if you have questions. We need Kim on how to photo shoot items. There you go. Links accurate in addition to command. Nice. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to hang this on the wall. Kim's on a call or something. So I'm going to show you a little trick, but I'm going to wait for Kim to come back. I'm going to drink some water in the meantime. Hope everyone's having a good day. Let me know down below in the chat what are some of your favorite brands to sell for blazers and suits, like formal wear stuff. This is supposed to be a lesson for Kim too, but I think she's got a work call. Liz Closet, same. Mine is a hanger. Got paint to repaint a wall in the room. Just got to empty this here. Nice. So check this out. I used some of you are probably like, man, that looks like crap. You got these like lines and seams on the wall right here. I used the Photo Room app, and that totally gets rid of all that stuff and just does a clear white background. So I don't have to worry about the backdrop. Some of you are talking about painting, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But if some of you are like, hey, I just do this in my living room. I mean, our business started in our 1-bedroom apartment. So a lot of what we do still has vibes from that 1-bedroom apartment that we were renting, and we couldn't like paint walls, and like we couldn't take up a lot of space with photo booths and stuff like that. We had to work with what we had. I used to hang stuff on the back of the door. And then I started using the photo room app, and it would get rid of like, that design, the thing that it looks like a door, right? And we do the same thing here, right? We're not going to paint up this wall. This is a rental. And I'm not going to put it in a big photo booth because we just don't have the room for that kind of stuff. Put it on the wall. I use the photo room app, boom, and we're good to go. I know this isn't a brand, but I have been selling Westerns. Love that brand. That's such a brand thing to resell, is Westerns. I'm over here shipping orders and listing while watching. Thanks for the inspiration. Love it. A new me is crushing. You're dominating chat today. I appreciate that. Most of the DW savers, et cetera, around me are picked clean by the time I get off the 9-to-5. Bummer. Sorry to hear that, Liz Closet. Get creative. Maybe it's like lunchtime. All right. So Kim, first thing we're going to do, our first cover photo, the first cover we take first, we use this and we clip open the blazer. And you're going to clip open the blazer on the side that has the brand name. So this is the cover photo. So you're going to do the other side has the brand name. Yeah. So in the cover photo, I want somebody to be able to zoom in if they want to, right on that cover photo and see the brand right there. I also want them to be able to see the inside liner of the jacket. Some inside liners actually, like especially when they have like a paisley pattern or something, that actually helps the item sell a little bit because visually it's nice. But if they don't see it on the cover photo, right, it can't lure them in. But if it's got a nice paisley pattern on the inside, this open flap is going to look nice. I don't care whether you do the open flap or not. For me, I think it makes my photos stand out a little bit from the competition. If you want to do it too, that's awesome. But everybody else is just going to have that flat front. My photo is going to look just like that with that front flap open. I think it's a sharp photo. And all that is just one of those little easel clips. I have a few of them kicking around. It's just an easel clip. I didn't even buy those for this. It was just something that we had laying around in like an office box. I don't even know where they came from. Photo room app. Photo room app. That's right, KTN. Photo room. You got it. Just search your app store for that. Have you used eBay photo settings to clean up background? I used to use it back in the day, Groovy Grabs, and it was terrible. I think they've made it better recently, but the old eBay white background tool was absolutely terrible. I'm assuming they made it better. It was more trouble than it was worth back in the day. Photo Room has a free version. I have the paid version because it allows me to do batch mode. Sorry, Kim's texting. We got work to do in here, Kim. I'm kidding. We can joke. Do you use that Groovy Grabs? Is it good now? It used to suck. This is real life. This is what many of you are doing. You got the 9-to-5 job. You're trying to fit in some time to list stuff, and this is what we're doing over here. Kim's working. She's messaging with coworkers. If you're messaging your friends right now, this is so. You definitely have stepped up the eBay photo editing. Okay, glad to hear that those are better now. Okay, you got the camera. All we're using is our iPhone. I think this is an iPhone. It's a 12 or I think it's a 13. Always a good reminder to wipe the lens on the front because I'm sure you use your phone. You got your hands all over. It's in your pockets. You're eating snacks. Wipe off that lens. So she's going to move forward or back, and by moving forward or back, it's an easy way to like change the brightness a little bit, or So she's just trying to get it clear. So you'll see her inching forward and back. Boom, that's one shot. We're not really worried about it taking up the whole screen because in Photo Room, we're going to take care of that. So whether it's centered or not in the photo, we don't necessarily care right now. All we're caring right now is moving forward and back, trying to get the color right, the brightness of it right. So that's the easiest way, is just to march forward, march back, or just kind of lean forward, lean back, and you can kind of get a different color by doing that. So we're just trying to get that pure color.
Okay, next.
So take a close-up photo of that Brooks Brothers tag right there. Do you take senior photos for extra income since you already have the equipment? Yes.
Okay.
I used to have it and not had issues. Got it.
Okay.
Now you'll take a photo of that other inside tag, the Vitali Canico Barberis. which is a big seller. That'll probably make this jacket worth $10 or $20 more used. And then you'll take a picture of the size tag, which is going to be right above that Brooks Brothers tags. It's going to be in the pocket. You'll just pull it down a little bit. You'll probably flap it out on the Brooks Brothers. And you can see that. And they'll probably tell you, it says 100% wool on there probably too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Take a picture of that one. Photo room, Liz Closet. That's the answer. Cool. From there, you're going to grab this other clip. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I don't always use the clip for this. Sometimes I just use my hand and hold it open and take the photo, but we'll demonstrate it this way with the clip. It's probably a better photo with the clip, but sometimes I don't put a ton of stock in this photo. But basically what I'm just showing people is the inside liner. It's clean. I'm trying to show them that I'm being thorough with my listing here. Some people turn their jacket 100% inside out, like literally pull the sleeves inside out, all that, so you can see the whole liner, and then they put it on a mannequin. Cool. Like, I appreciate that thoroughness, and that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that if you do that. But to me, it's just probably just a little bit too much time for me. How do you feel? I don't do fingers in the photos. I use pointers for everything. Just a pen as a pointer. Don't you pick up suits with Senya in the name? Trying to remember. Hermenegildo? Senya. That's the one, Cindy. Or EZ for short, or Zenya. Zegna. It's a great brand. So now you're going to go ahead and do the back of the jacket. We're going to show you the measurements too. We take photos of the measurements because a lot of people buy suits like once a year or once every 5 years or once every 10 years. So you can write down the measurements all day and all night, and people don't know what the measurements are or what they're supposed to be. So I take photos of the measurements. So people who are, casual suit and blazer buyers that just do it every few years, or maybe can't remember the last time they bought one, I do that so that they can know, those people can know like what they're looking at. Zegna blazers are money. Yeah, we probably have one. I have a whole bin of blazers and suits down below that we're going to list. We're going to start working on today. So we probably have one in there. I know there's at least one suit in there and at least one blazer. There's some Kanalis in there. There's some crazy stuff. How many minutes per item is your average? Kind of depends on the thing. We're doing suits and blazers. These take me a good bit longer than a regular shirt. So even though my margin's really high on suits and blazers, it's the highest of any of the items I sell on average of suits and blazers. They also take me the most time, particularly suits, because you're essentially listing two items, and both items require measurements, right? So I have one with an AM flag liner. Would you turn that one completely inside out? Maybe. I don't know. I'll answer the question this way. The thrifty wifey, I've never turned a blazer 100% inside out for a photo, never once. Does that mean that you shouldn't do it? No. But I just don't invest that time into it. I would just say, can you open it up the way we just did it with the clips and take the photos, and will they get the idea that it's an American flag, or do you have to would you have to turn it all the way inside out? So the Zegna Cool Effect blazer for $200. Let's go, JC. Great sale on that. Love that brand. Drop your favorite brands down below in the chat for suits and blazers. I love this. I was going to ask if you're using that. All right, so that's all the photos for that. Now we're going to
register for any classes. Just to confirm, she's not registered for any classes.
So now we're going to take this. We're going to do the measurements. So for the measurements, where is the measuring tape? So the first thing you have to do, this is an important first step with measurements, is you have to get one of these cloth measuring tapes, and you have to wear it like this, because that makes you feel like more legit, like a tailor. So this is an important step number one. Look at that. So doesn't it look like I know what I'm talking about now because I have this on here? What blazer brand have a 100% sell-through rate, if any? Probably Canali or Zegna. It's tough. Blazers, suits are got to have a higher sell-through rate. 100% is a tough standard to hold up to. Blazers don't tend to sell as fast as some other things, just because people don't buy. You buy like one blazer, but you might have 40 shirts. See what I mean? Suit supply, that's a great one. Yeah,
And really any blazer, by the way, if you price it right, can be 100% sell-through rate. So there's that too. You can price bottom of the market and sell Xenia blazers for $49, and I bet you sell all those inside of a month, regardless of the size. So this is the first step. You put this thing on. Kim's just like Kim. No matter what we're doing, Kim will find time to go organize things, even if it makes no sense in what we're doing.
It makes perfect sense.
Kim's organizing the popcorn aisle right now, which makes total sense in the context of what we're doing. So Kim, first step is you have to put this on. You have to put that in front of the camera. You're going to look way smarter as soon as you do that. Look at that. Look how smart she looks. She's got that on. Cool. Grab that blazer, leave it on the hanger, and button up that top button. So for the measurements, we're going to have the top button buttoned on this thing. That's the way you wear a 2-button blazer is you button the top button.
Okay.
On a 3-button, you button the top 2. You never button the bottom button.
And what?
There you go. You got to look smart. Put that over on the table.
Gosh. Okay.
We're going to turn this back around. You're going down here. You're going up here. Boom. We actually leave it right on the hanger. You don't have to leave it on the hanger, but for me, it just makes it easier to move the blazer around and like kind of handle it. So first measurement you're going to do is pit to pit. So you're going to probably scooch that up on the table a little bit higher and flip the arms up so you can get them out of the way. So I'll just show you. It's probably easier to show the first one. So what I do is you want it like this so you can kind of get that full pit to pit. So go ahead and lay that measuring tape right down there across that. We're not writing down any measurements here. We're just taking photos of them.
25-ish.
Any Hermenegilda you would leave behind? I don't think so. I don't think if it's flawed, I wouldn't pick it up. So leave that flat on there. So what do you say it is?
25-ish. 25.
Okay, spot on 25. So just lay it so it reflects 25. Sometimes when you lay it, it doesn't like kind of look perfectly.
What do you think? Look, well, 24 and a half. Would you go 24 and a half or would you go? See, that's right there at the end. It's 25, right?
Cool. Yep. So sometimes when you let go of it, it kind of doesn't sit in the same space. So you just kind of move it. Just move it so it works. Yeah, there you go. So then the person's got to see that it's 25, even if we had to move it this way a little bit.
How's the picture need to go?
So kind of stand up tall. And we're going to close these blinds. And I'm going to move this light over. Hold on. Should have done this before, but. Just got to get some light over in that corner. We have the window open and that flat light coming in doesn't look great. Yeah, that's great. That looks really good.
Okay.
We're not looking for color to be perfect on this. They're never going to be the same as when it's hanging on the
it?
wall. Nope, don't worry about cropping it. That's fine. We'll photo room all this stuff. You're good.
Okay.
Don't you pick up Signet by the name? Jack Victor blazers have been quick. Yep, I sold a Jack Victor today for $69 plus shipping. Hey, Kim, get that bearded guy out of the way. Okay, I'm back on the burger launch. If anyone, yeah, we care. Kim doesn't have time for antics. Looks like Reisner now. Yeah, there you go. So the next measurement is going to be across the top button. So this is a 2-button blazer. So the waist you measure across the top button. If it was a 3-button blazer, you'd measure the waist by doing the middle button. And again, some people measure waist differently. It doesn't matter because we're taking photos of the measurements so somebody can see exactly where we're measuring the suit.
Right there?
Yep.
It's 24 and a quarter.
Cool. So set it so it sits right at 24 and a quarter for the photo. Thank you for sharing that bolo, JC. Appreciate that. I have to step out. Thank you, and new forever. Thanks for dominating the chat this morning. I love it. Cookie Pokey's in the house. Don't make fun of the family organizer. I know on Instagram you're a little off center here. Let me see if I can make it better. Instagram kind of cuts out.
Zoom in and see that. Is that okay?
Show them that photo. Like. So if somebody doesn't know what a waist measurement is, they look at the photo and they're going to say, oh, that's a waist measurement. And what I do is I just photo room all those. So like all this distracting stuff in the background doesn't show up. It'll just be plain white. So it'll be non-distracting, really easy for somebody to scroll through those photos and see the measurements. Okay. Next up, we're going to do shoulder to shoulder. I typically do this on the back. Okay. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. It's just a habit of mine. I do it on the back because then I'll do the sleeve on the back too. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, we're going to do 5 total
from
measurements.
The seams?
Yep. So right at the top, that shoulder seam, and you can see what she's doing. I think on you might not be able to see it on IG.
Can't really see.
Like moving the screen, but on IG it's staying in the same place. I think it's just really delayed. Okay, there we go.
Okay, this is awkward.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The first time it's kind of like funky and weird, but you'll get a little rhythm to it.
Are you saying that this is 20? Is this the correct spot?
Yeah, like kind of right at the top, right there, right seam to seam. So
like 20 and a quarter ish.
Yeah, if I could step in, I could just I could see. I can't really see around you.
This would have to be lowered a little bit for me to take good pictures.
Yep, to me it's spot on 20, right at the top, right at the very top of it is spot on 20. Listed 4 suits yesterday. Huh?
It's gonna fall off now.
So what I'll do is I'll put that little hook right on the top right there. See that? That's another reason I keep the hanger on, is I can just hook it on the table so it doesn't fall off. Helps with the sleeve measurement too. I know it's kind of hard to see on Instagram. Instagram cuts like a sliver of the live out.
Okay.
Try to turn it a little bit more.
I guess it's okay.
Yep, that one looks great. So here's the shoulder measurement right at the top of the seam right there. Seam to seam is 20. There it is. And again, we're not writing these down because I have it recorded in the photos, so it makes it easy to look. Now you're going to do sleeve. So I would pivot the jacket over. If I can step in, I'll show you exactly how I do it. Put this on, look super smart. I just hook this, put the hanger right up there on the top so it holds the jacket steady. And then lay it out. Usually, by the way, I usually throw this over here so it kind of just sits in there, so it doesn't move around. And then I just go from the top shoulder seam all the way down to the sleeve end, or the hem, if you will. And this one's going to come in at 26. And if it's kind of like bumpy and folded, I move that the measuring tape so it kind of matches the bumps and folds, so I get the full true length. They won't always lay really flat. That one's actually cooperating pretty good. And then here's the photo she just took, so you can get an idea of what that looks like. That's the sleeve measurement. Top shoulder seam down to the hem. Thank you for the follow, Carter. And that's all of them, right? We got to do the length. So the next one is length. So length, you're going to put the jacket. I'll just show you for the first one. Put the jacket along here. Don't worry about all this mess in the background. That's all going to be photo rimmed out. So you don't have to worry about the fact that there's a mouse there and a measuring tape and a cup of coffee. Don't spill the coffee.
Are you doing from the collar or from the...
Yep, good question. Right from that seam at the bottom of the collar. That's the same. That's the traditional way to measure shirts, suits, all that, from the bottom of the collar, not from the top of the collar. I know people do it different ways, and I love you either way, wherever you measure yours from. But the traditional way to measure suits and shirts is from the bottom of the collar, where the seam is on the shoulder, down to the bottom hem, right in the center on the back.
Where's the
I use a yardstick. Does better, in my opinion. Any way you do it is a good way in my book. I love it. I picked up a Barrea sports coat with elbow patches on Poshmark for $6. Plan to list it for $175. Let's go Barrera. I don't know if I know that brand. Barrera. I like it.
Right.
And then here's the length measurement. So again, people can see that we're measuring it from the bottom of the collar all the way down to the hem on the back. So if somebody doesn't know blazers, they're like, what am I supposed to be looking for? I don't know. They can measure their own blazer the same way from the bottom of the collar, and they can know that that's the length. It reduces the number of questions I get. I don't get many questions on blazers and suits on like how they fit or what the measurements are, because the photos are right there in the listing. So this is an investment of time on the front end, but it saves me from having to go out to the garage, pull out a blazer, or like answer to people like how I measure things all the time, they're right there in the listing. It lowers down on those questions, which saves me time and just annoyance, because I'll be out and I'll get those questions inevitably, and I can't answer the questions for hours because I'm away from the blazer. So those are those 5 measurements. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the photo room app and I'll show you how I do this. Let me know if you have any questions. Beretta, nice. So I'm going to go in a photo room and we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how I edit these photos. I'll do it in batch mode. That's the app I'm talking about right there. It's photo room. It's in the top right. Photo room. We're going to go into batch mode, which allows me to do a bunch of photos at once, as the name suggests. We'll go into batch mode, and I'm just going to grab all those photos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measurements. I'm also going to do the cover photo, and I'm going to do, she didn't take the front photo. So we're going to go take another photo. Can you take the front photo really quickly? Just closed.
Yeah. Where's the camera?
It's in my pocket. One more photo. I'm not going to show this and move all the cameras around and stuff because you get it. You just saw it. You can watch the recording, but you just got to take that front photo of the jacket closed. Clean the lens again. Any Zegna you would leave behind. I meant to say Beretta. I picked up 4 suits. Mango smoothie. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Mango smoothies.
Okay, there you go. If you want to show that.
So now we're going to go back into the photo room app. We're going to do that whole batch. And Kim, I'll show you this too in case you ever want to do the photo room. We haven't gone over this. Start batch. And we're going to select the photos that we want to select, which is the front photo, the 5 measurements, and we're going to do that one where we did just one flap open. The other ones we'll leave regular. So that's what we're doing. We're going to hit add, and then photo room is going to work its magic. I'll get rid of this glare here. So it removes all the white background or the background on all those things, so it's nice and clean. And then what I'm going to go in and adjust each of these photos just subtly so it fills up the entire frame. So that fills up that entire frame, top to bottom, and it's centered, which I'll do now. It's hard to do this on camera. So there it is. It's centered right in the middle. We'll go to the next one. There's that measurement. I don't really have to do anything with that one. It's just showing the measurement. There's no distracting stuff in the background. Next. There's the measurement there. I don't have to do anything with that one. I'll just move on to the next one. Same thing. Shows the measurement. Nice and clean. Nothing distracting in the background. Nice and professional looking. There it is. There it is. And then there's the pit to pit. Pit to pit. There it is. And then the front, we're going to adjust this one just a little bit so it fills up that whole frame. This is our cover photo. So this is the one that we care about the most because this is going to be the one that lures people in or doesn't. This is where they're going to decide to click on the listing or not. So that's what the people are going to see right there. Nice, clean, white, professional. Looks like I kind of know what I'm doing. Nothing distracting in the background. Just nice and clear. Some people do wood backgrounds. That's rad. Some people do others, whatever. You can do your own thing. I like that nice, clean white, and it's consistent throughout all my stores. If people scroll through, they can see this. So, and I think that's a nice, do you like that cover photo? I think that's a nice cover photo. Let me know down below in the chat. If you're watching the recording, again, drop down below in the chat blazers so that I know that you're watching the recording. Let me know if you like that. All right, so now we're just going to export these photos, and actually I list right off my desktop. So I'm going to hit export, and then I'm going to actually share it right to my computer, right to my MacBook, right from here, right through photo room to cut down a step. So boom, it just blasted those photos right over to the computer. Done. And then I'll grab the other photos that we did in photo room, and I'll blast those over to the computer too. And then we're ready to list. Again, I haven't written anything down for the measurements. They're all just in the photos. move. Let's see, we'll move that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And we're good. I don't bother photo rooming like the photo with the back. I don't bother photo rooming like the tag photos. Those don't need like background removal or anything like that, or adjustments. And again, we're going to airdrop that over to the MacBook. Done. Looks beautiful. Hey, thank you for the compliment, Mike. That's really nice of you. What did you think about the photos, though? That was what I was asking about. But thank you. You're really kind. Big Thrifting, thank you for the emojis. I know that you're alive over there. Been quiet in the chat, so now I know that you're up and moving. You're alive. So just blasted those over. Done. So now we'll go and set up and do the actual listing. This is probably the least fun part, if you ask me, like the actual sitting here and doing the listing. But I think there's some lessons to be learned here. Okay, so I'm going to open up eBay. I got my photos here open in a window, nice and easy. I learned so much. Hey, thanks, Ben. Ben Beautiful. Appreciate that. What a nice comment. You're nice. So what I'm going to do is I do everything using Sell Similar. I don't use any eBay templates. I don't set any of that stuff up. I just do Sell Similar. So I'm actually going to do a shared screen. I think I can just share this window. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to do a shared screen. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, and maybe on Instagram, it's kind of going to be weird when I do this, but we're going to try it anyway, and we'll do a shared screen. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Share. I want to do that one. Share. Cool. We'll turn it on. If I could get a thumbs up on YouTube or Facebook, can you see me down in a little corner in the bottom? But you can see my eBay screen up big. Let me know. It's got to look really weird on Instagram. Sorry. If you want to see this better, if you're on Instagram, you can go same name on YouTube or Facebook. We're live over there too. If you're on TikTok, same thing. You won't be able to see what I'm doing all over here. You'll hear me flapping my gums and I'll walk you through it. But if you actually want to see what's happening on screen, YouTube and Facebook is your move right now. Kit Kat Closet joining over on IG. Yep, I got a thumbs up from my man Brent. So I'm going to make this bigger. Again, it's going to look really wonky on Instagram for a little bit. Sorry, that's just the way it's going to be here. We'll come back to regular screen. If you want to see the whole thing, Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to do a Sell Similar. So this is my seller hub. I always have that linked up in the top corner, eBay listing. It brings me right to my seller hub. And I'm going to type in Brooks Blazer. So this is going to find a really similar item. So here we go. We got 4 of them listed right here. That one's vintage, another vintage one. Here's a Brooks cool one. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit Sell Similar on this Brooks Brothers right here. The reason I do Sell Similar is, and you'll see when I come in here, we're going to go ahead and first and delete all these photos, right? But when I go in and Sell Similar, it's got all kinds of stuff already filled in that's really helpful for me, including like the measurements template. It's got my About Peak Outfitters is in there, returns policy, how it's going to ship, and all that stuff is all listed in here. Now, one thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of priority mail because they do ship a lot of Blazers Ground Advantage now since they've changed the rates. Ground Advantage is often cheaper, so I'll do that on my newer listings. So I'll change that. So we're going to go ahead and edit in this whole listing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the photos. If you're watching on Instagram, if you're just jumping in, it probably looks really crappy because you're seeing half of my screen. But if you go over to my Facebook or YouTube, you can see a shared screen. And you can see me down in the little corner. So I'm going to drop in these photos. For some reason, my photo room not here. Maybe I transferred them to I probably sent them to my other, instead of sending them to the MacBook. So we'll just send those over now. Export, share, airdrop. Either that or I sent them. I might have texted them to somebody too. I do that sometimes. All right, now I can grab those photos. Cool. So these are all dropped in there. Good afternoon, Tina. I like to use Photo Room Plus PicArt app to use my Blazer cover photos, collage or Blazer pattern. Yeah, I use something called, I don't use PicArt, I use something called, what is it? It's called a Layout, kind of similar idea. It's a free app that you can make a little collage. Hey, good morning, Ree. Hope you're well. Appreciate blazer measurement training. Nice. Anytime you learn something, if you call it out down below in the chat, it feeds me. The first photo looks amazing, guys. Good job. It will stand out. Open. Thank you, Blue Collar. Thank you for explaining the measurements. Got to go. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it. My friend from North Carolina. All right, so we're going to rearrange these photos. I always go number 1 is that open blazer look right there. Number 2, I get right to the tag. So that one confirms that it's Brooks Brothers. The next one's the size tag. So that's what someone's looking. Is it really Brooks Brothers? Yep, it is. Is it really my size? Yep, it is. And then they can see this Vitale Barberis Conico. I'll put that third because that's a good selling piece for this blazer, is that the wool is from Vitale Barberis Canonico. From there, I'm going to do the front photo plane. I'm going to do the measurements. I usually do the pit-to-pit measurement first, which is this one. The second one I usually do is the length. It's right there. The one after that is the sleeve. Then I do the shoulder, and then I do the waist. And then finally, I'll have the back photo right here. And sometimes I'll edit this back photo just to get rid of the doorknobs sometimes, or at least most of the doorknobs. There. And everything, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, everything is in square mode. I take all my photos in square mode, or it's called 1-to-1 mode if you use an iPhone. That's key. Groupie grabs, you're welcome. You have taught me a valuable lesson not leaving Xenia behind, or Menegildo Xenia, one of my favorite brands right here. All right, so all the photos are done. So now we're going to scroll down. I'm going to name this item. And so this is going to be a Brooks Brothers. The next thing I'm going to put, which is the second most important thing on this particular blazer, is I'm going to spell out that Vitale Barbera. It's going to take up a lot of keyword space here. Vitale Barberis Canonico. I want to attract a buyer that wants to buy this wool, that knows it. That's who I want to attract. If I attract a regular Brooks Brothers blazer, they're not going to want to spend as much money for it. I want to attract the buyer that knows what this wool is, because they're going to be willing to spend more for it. There's 2 different buyers who might buy this blazer. There's just a regular Brooks Brothers shopper, and that's great, and they might end up buying it. But I would prefer this to be bought by the other buyer who's looking for that premium wool, that Vitale Barberis Canonico. And if there's anybody who's Italian in the chat, you can make fun of my pronunciation. That's fine. Or you can just make fun of it even if you're not Italian. I appreciate that too. So we're going to put that in there. The size on this is 46L. So we'll put that in next. Next, I'll put in 100%. And I'm actually not going to put in 100% wool because I knew that Vitale Barberis Conico took up all the things. So I'm just going to put up wool. And I'm going to put in gray, solid gray suit jacket. Yeah, see, I'm not going to have enough characters to do this. So I'm going to put in sport coat blazer. I'd like to have enough keywords here to be able to use jacket too, but I'm out of characters. I've used 78 of the 80 characters. I really wanted to get Vitale Barberis Canonico. If that wasn't in there, I'd be able to put suit jacket in there too, and I'd be able to put 100% wool. But this is what we're going to do because this is what we got. I might actually get rid of the word solid and replace it with long, just in case somebody is searching for long, because that's a very specific size and that's a good selling point for this jacket. So Brooks Brothers Vitale Barberis Canonico, 46L, wool, gray, sport coat, blazer, long. I use the terms sport coat, blazer, and suit jacket interchangeably because a lot of my buyers do too. And I know somebody in the chat's going to say, well, they're not the same. I know. I get it. I'm with you. But we're going to use it the same. So sometimes eBay fills in some of these, does these suggestions, and it didn't do it here. So we're going to go in and change all the things to what they need to be. So this is a 46. And it is gray, sport coat, Brooks Brothers, 2-piece, 46. Long. We're going to change this to just wool, tweed, regular sport. It's not striped, it is solid. Single-breasted, 2-button. There's a bunch of things filled in here that I just leave for everything. Business, casual, formal, party. It's all there. It always just stays in there. I just copy it over from listing to listing. It is a notch style lapel, which is what we're talking, this thing right here. That's the notch style as opposed to a peak style lapel, which is different. I don't have one of those handy right next to me. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. If you have questions, let me know. This is what this is all about. Now we're just going to copy down this item title right here. I'm going to put the same thing down here in the description, so a lot of information is done and taken care of. Right there, this is 2-button. This is 100% wool, modern, sport coat. And then I'm going to say wool, wool is from, I'm going to copy and paste this word right here, but this brand name, copy, paste. Sorry if you're on Instagram, this looks a lot better. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, it's the same name. There's a link in my profile to right to all my stuff. And I'll put made in Italy. Even people who don't know Vitale Barberis Canonico might pick up on the fact that made in Italy is valuable. I could also put that in the item title too if I wanted to. This is a 46 long, and boom, now I'm going to pop in these measurements, and I have all these measurements right here in my photos. So I'm going to bring up those photos right now and just look at these measurements and go right down the list. So first one I brought up is length. That's 31.75, which is on the shorter side of a 46L, but still in that 46L or in that L range. Next up is the sleeve length, 26. And again, this would be a lot faster if I wasn't talking through it and teaching through it. But gosh, it's a lot more fun when I do it this way. I think it's fun when I do it with my friends. The shoulder measurement is 20 inches. We'll put that in there. Next up is the waist measurement. That comes in at 24 1/4. I don't know why I don't have waist in this one. Maybe I forgot to measure the waist and I just said, forget it. I'm just going to list the jacket anyway. I've done that from time to time, 24.25. And for the waist, I just note that it's a cross top button. Again, they can see it in the photos. And I also note that measurements are below and in photos. 46 long, ships fast via USPS. It's got all this information. This is an old listing. This is back when I lived in Florida. We got to sell that jacket. Asheville, North Carolina. All right, we're good to go. So that's everything. Double check everything. 46 long wool. Oh, and I'll show you the bottom too. I'm going to price this up. We're going to do a quick price comp right now before I decide on pricing. I have a number in mind, but we'll go ahead and check eBay prices right now. I'm going to look up Vitale, Brooks Brothers, and I'm going to put in 46L just to give me an idea of sell-through rate for this jacket and see what comes up. So there's 275 results for Vitale Brooks Brothers 46L. If you want to see this on screen, the full screen of what I'm doing right now, you can go over to YouTube and Facebook, by the way, if you're just popping in. You'll see me down in the little corner. So these are all these results. And we can see the competition's doing a... Oh, you can't see this, can you? Let me share the screen. I have to share the other tab. This one right here. Look at what our competition's doing with photos. I think they're doing a nice job. This ain't an easy game when you get over here in the blazer and suit world. These people are putting up nice photos. Look at the competition. Look at this guy with the model. Look at this close up on the mannequin, another mannequin. There's a lot of competition in this game. So look at this one with the flowers in the background. So anyway, we see a lot of these listed. There's 275 listed. We're going to go ahead and sort this for used because we're selling a used coat. That gets it down to 253. So most of them are used. And now we're going to look at sold. So 253 listed, 46L, one sold. All right, this search isn't good. I'm going to back off on the 46L, and you'll just do Vitale Brooks Brothers 46, and then we'll back out of the solds and we'll go back to that. I just think that search was probably a little bit too micro search. Come on, eBay. All right, so 132 listed that are used Vitale Brooks Brothers, 132 listed, sold 61. So we're looking at basically a 45% sell-through rate, and these are the recent sales. So Best offer accepted at 109 on 109. Best offer accepted below 40 somewhere. Best offer accepted below 229. So we're not really getting any helpful information on pricing there. Here's a full suit for $100. Here is pants that sold for $50. A blazer that sold for 12. A skirt, pants, blazer that sold on offer $42.70. Here's a $67 comp right here, 67 plus 11 shipping. That's on a 52R, which is a bigger, lower supply. Here's a pair of pants that sold for $120. Here's a coat with a really great pattern that sold for $140. That's a 46R. Look at the pattern on that jacket. I always found it difficult to photograph black and white. I'm with you, the Duda vibes. I'm with you. Brooks Brothers, another great pattern, smaller size, 42R, sold for $87. That pattern is definitely going to help a jacket sell faster and for more money for sure. Same with this pattern. Here's a more plain one, similar to ours, $40 plus shipping. That's a 46R, similar size. The long is more desirable just because it's a lower supply. Here's another one, Vitaly Barberis, size 44R, $100 for the blazer. So you're going to see comps all over the place. There's really no right or wrong pricing. $60 comp, that's got the gold buttons. Those generally sell a little bit faster and for a few extra bucks. $60 on this one. So based on what we've seen here, what would you price this jacket on? Sell-through rate's about 45%, and you're seeing the comps on the screen. What would you price this on based on your business? There's no wrong answers. Here's another one, gold buttons, really nice photos here. $70 on that one. Here's a $300. This one's mohair and wool. That's why that one sold so much. Mohair and wool. Look out for those. Look out for mohair. $60 comp, $65 comp. What would you list it for? Cindy says $49.95. Domerski in with $59. Stephanie 76. Turn on offers on that too. I just got a offer on a Polo Ralph Lauren quarter zip on Poshmark. I'm going to go check that out. $80 best offer. Nice. So that's cool. So Stephanie and the Duda Vibes, you're kind of on the higher range, right? And Cindy and Dolmerski are on the lower range with the 59 and the 49. Tina's in the higher range, 99. So this is good. This item you can sell to two, like we talked about. You can target two different buyers. You can target a buyer that's looking for a Brooks Brothers blazer that's gray, that's their size. And I think if you price down at that $49 range, you can catch that buyer. Probably more like 42 even, might even be better if you want to catch that regular Brooks Brothers buyer, 42 plus shipping. But if we want to catch that person who's looking for the Vitaly, that Vitaly Barberos Canonico, then there are comps that support some of those higher prices. We saw a comp for, there's a lot of 70, there's a lot of 65. We saw a $100 comp somewhere in here. Yeah, there's a $100 comp. And there's another $100 comp. There's a $140 comp, although those are a better pattern. So I think I think Tina, I think 99 for me is too much just based on the data that we're looking at. I think it could sell for 99. I just think that that's a little bit high based on what I'm seeing. And there are a whole bunch of them listed. So probably what I would list this for, I'm going to list this for $69 plus $10.95 shipping, and I'm going to accept the best offer. I'm almost tempted to do it at $59. I'm going to list it at $59. I have so many blazers. I just want to move this stuff. It takes so long. I want to move it. So at $59, it will be high for the regular Brooks Brothers buyer, but they might offer me down a little bit and get it for in the $40s range, and I'll be okay with that. I paid $5 for this blazer. But a Vitaly Canonico or Vitaly Barberos Canonico buyer, that high-end buyer might come in and see that $59 price point, no negotiation, and pick up that blazer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to list it at $59 plus $10.95. There is no right answer here, right? It just depends on kind of where you're at. And for me, you heard me change from 69 to 59. I made that like adjustment in my brain. I think it's worth 69. I think that's the right price. But for me, I want to move this thing. I pictured all the blazers that are sitting out in the garage, most of them unlisted, by the way. And I was like, I need those bins back. I want that space back. I want that stuff out. Yep, it's a 46 long, Tina. Yep, it is a 46 long. So I'm going to go ahead and list this for $59. We're going to pivot back to our other screen here. Yikes. And how do I do that? Going to turn that off. We're going to hit shared screen again. We're going to go back to our listing. Drop the questions. I'm happy to answer questions. I know we're covering a lot of ground. I'm going to go to this one. Share. And again, if you can see my screen, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, sorry, if you're on Instagram, this probably looks like crap. All right, so we're back over here. 59 buckaroos on that, $59. I'm going to double check that I got my shipping right. I got offers turned on. The shipping on this is going to be, it's probably going to go at a 2-pound rate, but just in case it sells international, I'll put it at a 3-pound rate. 15 by 13 by 4 is already in there. 10.95 price is in there, but I'm going to change this because I listed this blazer before they did the Ground Advantage, and I've been shipping a lot of blazers Ground Advantage. So I'm going to change this to Ground Advantage. And I'm going to list it at $10.95 shipping. That's what I do for all my blazers. Unless it's a really heavy corduroy blazer, then I'll bump it up a buck. I'm going to get rid of the international shipping because eBay takes care of the international shipping. If I have my own international shipping on, that it doesn't work for the eBay international shipping. It used to work on eBay with their old global shipping program. You could offer global shipping program and your own international shipping on the same listing, and people could choose what they wanted if they were international. Now, if you add your own shipping service, international, like that, if you click that thing, it immediately takes off the eBay international shipping as an option. I think that's a way for eBay to they want to steal back that business. They want to make money off the shipping or whatever. They want to take that control. I don't know what their motivation is, but this is promoted at a really high rate. I don't need to do that. I don't know why that's promoted so high. I'm going to promote this at a 4.1% rate. I want it to move fast, but it's also a great blazer that's going to be priced below the midpoint for the market. And that Vitali, that Vitali Barberis Canonico, that tag right there that's going to attract hopefully the right buyer that's going to come in and snag this at 59. And I'm going to change my SKU on this. I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know what bin it's going to go in next, but we'll add the right bin on there. 46 long, wool, solid 2-piece, single-breasted, Brooks Brothers, 2-button wool, 46 long. We did all our measurements. All the details are right. 59, offers on, shipping, 1 business day handling time. Cool, list. All right, back to the bearded mug. No more shared screen. Sorry, Instagram, I punished you for a little while there. Question, what do you do when you list an item, people buy, but it doesn't process payment? How can I check the order or just pay on eBay tips? Let me read that through another time, Liz. Sorry. Question, what do you do when you list an item, people buy it, but don't process payment? How can I cancel the order or just way it's on eBay tips? Okay, so you had somebody accept an offer on eBay, is what I'm hearing, and they haven't paid yet. So that person has 4 days to pay before the cancellation. So 4 full 24-hour periods before that cancellation. You can set up and you can Google how to do this. I don't remember how to do it. I set it up years ago, but you can Google how to set up so it automatically cancels non-payment after 4 days. So eBay will cancel it and relist the item for you. And you can set it to do that automatically. But you can send them a payment reminder, but that's about all you can do right there. I hope that helps, Liz, but just Google how to do that. I don't remember the process because you just set it up once. So it's hard for me to teach something that I only did once and it was years ago. But if you Google it, it'll walk you through the steps instead of me trying to figure it out. Maybe do a blazer whatnot show Valentine's Easter. Maybe do a blazer whatnot show Valentine's Easter. Maybe. Stephanie, it's a great idea, and I have no short-term plans to do any kind of blazer shows. I just, it's just not a thing that I'd have to do a lot of promotions and attract the right type of buyer to get in there. People are looking for really, really specific things when they're looking for blazers, and most people have one or just a couple of them. Whereas how many shirts, Stephanie, do you have in your closet, right? how many like, formal coats do you have in your closet? So I just don't know that it's going to be a great thing for me to do on Whatnot. People really, I'd have to go over like all these measurements on things and go over the wool. I'm not personally have any short-term plans to do a blazer show. It's a cool idea. I think I would probably just sell a lot of stuff for like really, really cheap. And I don't know that people would get really excited about it. I personally would not get excited about somebody's Whatnot show where they were selling blazers and suits. I wouldn't get excited about it. So it would be hard for me to get excited to go do a show about it. Although I do love selling suits and blazers, I just don't think it's something I would need to attract a different type of buyer than what I would typically get in my Whatnot shows. If I did it every week, if I did a blazer and suit show over time and attracted those buyers who are buying formal wear on a regular basis, then I think I could crush on Whatnot doing suits and blazers. But I would have to build up that customer base and build up that viewer base, just like I've built up like the viewer base for casual to business wear stuff and athleisure and stuff on Whatnot. And I've done 32 shows now. I think there is an overlap between the two markets, but I think it would be tough. I'd rather just list this stuff on eBay and Poshmark and get really good margin on this stuff, even if it sits a little while. Traveling Whatnot sale to local business. There you go. I like it. And I don't mean to shoot down ideas. I love when y'all have ideas. I don't have this business all figured out. 5.5 years in, we're still adapting, pivoting, doing new things, trying new things all the time. And Whatnot is a big example of that too. That was not part of our business before July. So we're just, coffee was not part of our business before April. So we're still figuring it out as we go. What questions do you have about listing blazers? We got to go list some blazers. So I'm going to sign off here in a couple of minutes, but this is your opportunity to get in with questions. I'm going to double check what's happening on Poshmark and eBay, see if there's any offers. If there's anything, I'll share it with you. Get your questions in. All questions are good questions. Offers. I feel like I got an offer. I did. Dylan Flower. So this is freaking interesting. Oh no, it's super valid points. I like chatting with you. Yeah, I just don't like to have this like brainstorming. You just take all ideas and you put them all up in the wall. That's a brainstorm. You don't shoot them down. I try not to shoot down ideas because I don't want you all to be like, well, I'm not going to share any ideas with him because he just shoots them all right down. I think suit is more discretionary purchase. People want to make sure it fits with measurements. Yep. Oh no, it's super valid points. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. Tina Paris is in the house. So this is really interesting. This dude. This dude bought the same exact item for me earlier, just in a different color. He bought a Polo Ralph Lauren men's XL quarter zip, but he bought the gray one. Now he's in on an offer for a blue one. I'm going to show you his last offer rounds, and I know it's got his name in there, but whatever. I don't think anybody really cares. It's not like his privacy is. So this is the last offer chain with the same dude, a buyer. He's bought something from me, so I love him. I love all my buyers. So it was the same item. It's gray. I listed it at 59. He started his offers at 49 last time, and you can see what happened. I countered at 54. He came up to 51. I countered at 54. He came up to 52. I countered at 54, and he accepted 54, and I shipped it out to him. It's in this bin right here. It's one of those things right there that's going out today. So this guy comes back, and what did he do? This is funny. I mean, this is real time right here. This guy comes back, same item from the same seller. That's me. And he offered it's listed for the same price, and he came in with the same opening offer, right? Was that the same opening offer, 49? I swear it was. Yeah, it's the same exact scenario. So are we going to play out the same like back and forth? 54, that's exactly how Kim said you hold your phone. Is there a standard measurement for short, regular, and long? Kind of, sort of. It differs by the brand and it differs by like the style. But generally speaking, if it's got to be over 31 and kind of like over 31 and a half, that tends to be more long, but it's different by the brand and the style. If it's Between like 30 and 31, that's typically regular. And if you get under 30, that's typically short, but don't write that down. That's just kind of more of a rule of thumb. The best thing to do is look at the exact brand and style that you're selling. Look at like items that are listed on eBay from reputable sellers. And you can generally tell reputable sellers because they have good photos. If they're reputable suit and blazer sellers, and see what the lengths are for short, medium, long. But that's a rule of thumb for you. Why wouldn't he just offer the 54? He might not know that he's offering the same person. He might not know. So what am I going to do? Did you show the box you are shipping it in? This blazer I could ship in two different boxes. Today we shipped one out in a 10 by 8 by 6 box. That I buy from staples.com, 10 by 8 by 6. It could also go in a USPS priority 1092 box, or you could use a 1097, which is a very similar size. It just depends if I'm shipping priority or ground advantage. Those are the two boxes that I most commonly use for those. Maybe he didn't notice he was buying from you again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So I'm going to counter offer anyway this guy at 54 and just see what happens. Counter 54. That's the price we just sold it to him at. There's no I can't really give him a discount, like a bulk discount, because it's a separate purchase. There's no advantage to me to sell him another item. I'm not saving anything on shipping. I'm not saving anything on packing materials or time because it's now two separate orders. One's already packed up. So for me to give him a discount because he's already a buyer doesn't really make a ton of sense. Some of you might argue that I should give him a discount because he's a former buyer, but like there's no economies of scale for me. There's no savings in time or materials. Good morning, Emma, Bola, Liz Closet. Yes. Thanks. Yes. Was the other sale on Poshmark? Yep. Same buyer, same platform. And he opened with the same starting price. It's the same item in a different color, literally the same exact. I bought a bunch of them last weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before. I bought a bunch of them retail arbitrage. It's brand new with tags. It probably measures exactly the same too, just a different color. He's got a gray one on the way. Now we might have a light blue one. He might not even know. And maybe he's thinking that I'll give him like a second purchase benefit. But if he goes to Macy's and if he goes up to the register and he says, hey, I just bought one of these quarter zips like a couple hours ago, Polo Ralph one. I bought the same one in gray. I paid $54 for it. Will you sell me this one for $49? What's Macy's going to tell him? I'm like, you know the answer to that question. So I'm going to put some of these packages outside. I'll take y'all with me, I guess. It's not going to be super fun, but if you want to come with me, you can come with me. All right. I'll set you up here. I'm just going to wear a t-shirt when I do this. It's going to be so cold out. But it's good for you. It makes you tougher for something. Creepy eye contact. Let's go. Probably warmed up a little bit. The sun's out. Sun's out, guns out. Bad idea. Woo.
It's so cold out there.
Usually I just prop that open like that, but that seems like a bad idea.
Got everything else? You got everything else? Okay.
Tetris. It's not too bad. The sun feels nice. Can you show the box you're shipping it in? It looked like a rubber band sewed out like that yesterday. And the mailman took it. Oh my gosh, they took your tote? That's ridiculous. Do you deal with a lack of motivation some days? Of course, yeah. Bills are good motivation, though. Bills are good motivation. Was the other sale on Posh also? Yes. I agree with you. No benefit. Effort is still the same. Yes. Do you show the box you're shipping? All right. Let's sign off for the day. Everybody, have a nice day. I appreciate y'all being here. Do you deal with the lack of motivation? Does anyone else have problems with your post office saying they don't deal with eBay orders, etc.? That's ridiculous. What do you mean eBay orders? They deal with USPS packages. If that item's going to USPS, they deal with it. So you just got to talk to the right person at your post office. Sorry that you're dealing with that trouble. It was negative 19 at 4 a.m. in Minnesota this morning. Why do you live there, Missy? Negative 19? It doesn't even make any sense. Everyone, have an awesome day. See you later, Brant. Appreciate y'all hanging out today. Hopefully you learned something today. If you did, go ahead and comment down below. And I'd love to hear about it. That's what this is all about. Hopefully, maybe you're going to make $1 extra on your business this week or this month because of something that you took away from today. And that's a win for me. Peace.
All right.
You're still alive, Kim. Don't swear.